We're doing Super Bowl 61 odds breakdown and picks tonight. Can't wait to get into it. I have a whole chart of where you can get the best odds for each team on various sports books. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Before we do, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something for the merch store. It is our August is Gluttony month t-shirt. I wore this out because we had Red Robin dinner tonight, since it's the first Wednesday of each month. So that was a lot of fun. But August is around the corner, so you might want to get this shirt in celebration of it, or any of these other shirts. We have a 15% off sale right now. You can get any color of these shirts. You can get these shirts in long sleeve, hoodie, women's tank top, and infant onesie. We have mugs. We have our famous apron. We have playing cards, mouse pad, more mugs. We have blanket, baby bib, anything you could possibly want. 15% off sale. You can go get my books on Amazon. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of these wonderful people. And my first book was A Safety and a Field Goal, which is a top 5 topic book about the NFL. And also, please consider super chats and super stickers. That is the best way to support the show. If you want to keep the show going, that will do it. That will get us over the poverty line. YouTube pays us nothing. I say it all the time, and it's true. It's quite sad, and you can make us happy by giving us super chats and super stickers. So we are joined tonight by Andy Isko from thelogicalapproach.com. Andy, how are you? How's your week going?
I'm pretty good, Walt. What did you say about August coming up soon?
August is gluttony month. So
meaning?
It celebrates gluttony.
Okay. To me, it's kind of like the night before Christmas, because the football season is, well, actually for me, and we talked about it beforehand, when the NFL schedule is released, that's really the start of my upcoming season, because then I've got the schedule that I go over, of course, and the contest will be coming around. I don't think Circa's announced anything yet. I think they are waiting for the official NFL release of the schedule, and then they will announce that. But normally the last several years, their sign-up date has been Memorial Day weekend, the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. So we should have some news about that in a week or two. And of course, what that relates to as far as the schedule, that allows Evan, myself, yourself, and perhaps as many as 20,000 other entries, or at least contestants totaling 20,000 entries, to start preparing how they're going to approach the season. I don't know that there's going to be any different rules changes, regarding like the Christmas and the New Year's week, or Thanksgiving and New Year's week this year, because I think if I recall this past year, Christmas and New Year's were on Thursdays, so they would, I think, be on Fridays this year. So that would perhaps make something. I don't know when we see the schedule coming out, because they might have. If Christmas Day is, I'm sorry, they wouldn't, unless they want to do something a little different and have Saturday games on Thanksgiving week as well, excluded as part of the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then have Sunday, Monday, or go with what they've had the last few years with just the Thursday, Friday games, the 4 games over those 2 days, and then probably not have Saturday games, and then just go Sunday, Monday, and then with Christmas it might be a little bit different as far as what they do, because they normally have 2 Saturday games, sometimes 3, but I think usually 2 Saturday games on the last couple of weeks of the season, last few weeks.
Yeah, and we're getting I believe we're getting a Thanksgiving Eve game this year, right? Wednesday
game.
I
believe so.
Yeah, so they're going to have a one more game added to the Thanksgiving slate for the Circa Survivor. So that'll at least be different, and of course this year we had the first game being a Wednesday night as well, because they put the Australia game on Thursday. So it's a little bit different. I can't wait till the schedule comes out. I googled it today. It said it's going to be out at this time next week or the day after, so either the 13th or the 14th. But you were telling me that
I heard something about that there might be about a week delay. I think they said that there were still some TV negotiations going on, and maybe that had to do with Prime and Hulu and all that, and the distribution of games and all that. But I know the last few years it's generally been 3 weeks after the opening night of the NFL draft, which would be a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Of course, if it is a Wednesday night and we come on at about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, 10:30 or 11 o'clock Eastern, usually the schedule will show which I think is also, I think they said ABC and ESPN are going to be jointly, well, maybe it's separately, but simultaneously announcing. And that show, I think, normally runs around 2 hours.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I'm hoping it's next Wednesday so we can talk about it.
Sooner the better.
Yeah, we can discuss the week 1 lines. I'm kind of in limbo here with the fantasy drafts on best ball because I don't want to do any drafts right now because we don't know the bye weeks, and if you draft all 3 quarterbacks with the same bye week, you're pretty screwed. So, especially
I wouldn't even want to be doing much in the way of fantasy drafts right now, not knowing what the rosters are going to look like, who's going to be injured, who might be going elsewhere. I mean, and what do you do with a guy like Aaron Rodgers right now?
Well, there's that aspect to it, but there are advantages to doing it early, which is you can get ahead of the curve with ADPs, average draft positions. Like for example, last year, Emeka Egbuka was going like 10th round or so at this time last year. So if you like the Egbuka, you're getting
but
him.
Just keep in mind, away those average draft positions, those are just opinions. Those are opinions of whoever studies it or whatever. And, an average draft position of let's say, second round 14 could be first round, let's say 12 teams. So let's say second round 7 could be first round 6, depending upon what happens over the summer training camp. Certain rookie may be ruled that he's not going to be starting for the season, etc. I mean, usually, a lot of the drafts generally occur, I'd say, maybe after the first preseason game. I mean, yes. Now there are a lot of drafts that as you've indicated, I think you participated, are already available right now. But it's like, okay, let's say you like a guy who's going to be a rookie of the year and you want him on your roster and you draft him now. Okay, well, if you turn out to be right and he's going to start the season as a starter, that's great. But how many of those highly thought of rookies right now will actually produce at the level at which they will be drafted because people think, oh, this guy's only 8-1 to be rookie of the year, I better take him early.
Yeah.
In other words, there's always trade-offs.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Actually, a lot of the rookies are going way early than they should.
Yeah.
But there are exceptions, and last year Egbuka was an obvious one. Like I said, he was going in.
Well, that was because of the situation with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, right. I mean, he was going in the 10th round. Around this time last year, and
you had that handicap perfectly, as I recall.
Yeah, I had him. Yeah, I had him for offensive rookie of the year.
You had the situation as to what made you like him for offensive rookie of the year with the situation in Tampa Bay. You had that handicap perfectly.
Yes, yeah.
As far as playing time,
right? Because Godwin was coming up with that horrible injury. So, so that's a perfect example. So Egbuka was going 10th round. By the end of the summer, though, he's going 4th round. So if I wanted that edge, I could have, or I did draft Egbuka a bunch in the 9th, 10th round.
The question to that is, though, that's one player out of the 15, 18 that you draft.
Sure, but that's a huge edge if you can get someone like him in the 10th round as opposed to the 4th round. You can get someone really good in the 4th round, and then your team is just better than the other ones they're competing with.
No, but I'm saying that the players that you're picking in April for your fantasy team, you get a guy who's going to end up going in the 4th round rather than the 10th round. What about all the other people who you're surrounding with that number 10th with that 10th round pick back in April?
Well,
the composition of your team.
Right. I mean, you have to get that right. You have to get that correct. But if you have a good read on several players, not just one, you can have a big edge. I believe the person who won the best ball last year drafted their team in like June or July. So that's
still a little bit better, closer with the they got the OTAs. You have some information on them because they will have had 4 to 5 OTAs by then. Late June, early July.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
You're coming up on training camp.
Yeah,
like I said, there's always trade-offs, and I understand, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're doing. I'm just saying that people have to realize that by getting a steal in a draft in April, you still have to be aware of the other players around him and how accurate your assessment of those players may be, and you may not know that. I mean, you may know about certain veterans, and you say, well, he's done this, so you have a pretty good idea. But there may be other guys who all of a sudden didn't look very good back in April as far as the projections, and all of a sudden in August, they're playing with the first team and things like that. So I'm just emphasizing that there's always a trade-off. It's the same thing with betting Super Bowl odds.
Yep.
Like we're going to talk about tonight. Yeah, you can get some really good numbers right now. Like I said, I got Dallas at 35-1 about 2 months ago. Okay, and now they're down to probably 20, 22, something like that.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what happens if Tony Romo gets injured in August?
Prescott. Romo gets injured. He's
not Tony. Right? Tony. A lot of people in the booth would like that. No, Dak Prescott gets injured in August. Yeah. I'm going back 10 years.
He has to have to do everything himself.
Yeah. No, but the trade-off is it's kind of like, yeah, if you bet early, you'll generally, and I don't put generally in quotes because it's not always true, you'll generally get the best number.
Yeah.
Because as the marketplace makes its opinions known, the numbers generally tend to go down as we get closer to the season and more people share your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the same time, you're getting the best number, but you're tying your money up for a longer period of time. But more importantly, you may not be getting the best number if there's bad news that happens. And like, for example, let's say Tony Romo gets injured in Tony Romo again. I don't know why I'm thinking of Tony Romo tonight. Maybe because I had
Romo's probably on the golf course getting hurt.
Yeah, but no, that Prescott get hurt in August. Okay, well, that hurts Dallas for 17 games, and it helps the Giants, the Eagles, and the Commanders for two games each.
Sure. Yeah.
Dallas is affected in 17 games with the loss of Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
But the opponents benefit because they're benefiting, in the two division games against Dallas, they're going up against a weaker quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you're right. There's absolutely a trade-off between that. You get the better number versus the information, which is exactly what's happening with fantasy. You're getting the better number on Ibuka, 10th round, but later on you're getting more information. And so I think the answer to that is, what do? You do both. You do some drafts early, you do some drafts in June, July, and then you do some drafts in August. So that's typically what I do. I'm not going to do all my drafts right now. I think that would be. Now, do
you, for example, let's say you did some drafts in February and March?
Yeah, I've already done some drafts already. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, do you take some time off and then reevaluate things? Let's say after the schedule comes out. Let's say from roughly May 15th to June 15th, and do a few more.
Well, my evaluation.
Or are you doing it continually, week by week as we get closer to the season? You'll do 2 this week, 3 next week, whatever.
My reevaluation is right now. So I haven't done a draft since the NFL draft happened because they had a separate contest for pre-NFL draft, which was $250,000 the first, but fewer people. And now the main contest is $3 million the first, but more people. And a lot of people have done drafts already. Actually, I'm going to tell you.
Now, wasn't the $3 million? Wasn't the $3 million draft also available before the draft?
No, it wasn't.
I thought you were talking about that 2 weeks ago, or maybe you were talking it was coming up.
I think I talked about last week, and it just it opened after the weekend of the NFL draft. So 39,000 people have already drafted in this format, even they don't know where the bye weeks are. So that's a little. Well,
you didn't know that in the drafts that you did back before the draft. But the bye week.
Right. But the difference is no one is going to know before the draft, but their competitors will know. So that's the difference. The people, like if the schedule, when the schedule released next week or the week after, I will enter a draft and I will know the bye.
I'm talking about the people who entered back before the draft, or the people who entered the big contest yesterday.
Well, so those people will be at a disadvantage as opposed to the people who will know the bye weeks. Yeah. But the people who did the pre-draft contest, there's no advantage or disadvantage because
everybody was doing the same thing, and the deadline for drafting teams is over because the draft has been held.
Yeah, that
in other words, the draft that you did the teams that you drafted prior to the draft, you're at the same disadvantage that everybody is at.
Yes, and that's why I.
However, once the buys come out, some of you will have an advantage and others won't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not doing drafts right now. I'm waiting till the schedule releases, and so that's why this is my evaluation. I've reordered my fantasy rankings. I'm going to publish them probably on Friday, so they'll be up on the site by then. But that's what I'm doing. And yesterday we did a show talking about where the rookies are being drafted. And like I said, they're all being overdrafted except for a few guys.
Yeah.
It's happened last year too. It's nothing new. The difference is this year's draft class was worse than usual, and yet these guys are still getting overdrafted, which is pretty crazy.
Most of them offense, or most of them defense, or evenly spread out?
No, I mean, this is quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end. So, for example,
okay. Are you in? I'm guessing the leagues that you are in. Well, I shouldn't assume this, but I'll ask it this way then. The leagues, and you may be in both types. Are you in leagues where only one team gets a player, or leagues where everybody can bid on the player and it's a salary cap league?
Those are auctions. I'm not. I used to be in an auction
leagues. Yeah,
I used to be in an auction league. I left it. I didn't like the commissioner or how he ran things. But otherwise, I'm in just snake drafts. And
okay. So right. So in other, the snake draft league is everybody. Only one person's going to get a player.
Yeah.
As opposed to a league, a lot of the online leagues that have propped up over the years, where it's basically, well, some of them are salary, have salary caps. Others don't. Others can say everybody can pick the 20 players they want, regardless of salary, as long as they meet the position requirements.
Yeah, I mean, in best ball, it's the drafts are like that. So for the first 14 weeks, you're not going to go against a player that you have. The difference, though, when you get to the playoffs, you might be going against 5 teams out of 11 who have Drake May, for example. And
same as you have
Drake May, right? Yeah. So the playoffs are different, but the regular season's not. So
now yours are all head-to-head leads.
Best ball. Best ball is not. Best ball is just every week it calculates how many points you score, and then by the end of the year, the teams with the 2 highest scores move to the playoffs. Okay. But my other leagues are head to head.
In other words, win and loss each week.
Yeah. So that's how we do. Yeah, I'm in 2 leagues that are money based, and then a third league which is just employees of the website.
How many leagues are you in overall? Aren't you in a whole bunch of them?
No, just 3.
Oh, I thought you had a whole bunch of ones where you enter different combinations and everything.
Well, that's best ball. So okay. I did like 150 or so, or maybe more best ball.
Well, that's what I mean. That's
yeah. Okay, if you count that, if you count that, I was in like 180.
Yeah. No, that's the one where it's not week to week. It's not head to head.
Yeah, it's not head to head.
Right?
Yeah,
it's just you can't make accumulate points.
Yeah, you can't make adjustments to your team at all. So
okay, that's okay. So you do on that league, you do not set a different lineup each week.
No, there's no lineup. There's no waivers.
There's no decisions to be. There's no waivers, right? There's no decision making.
There's no decision making. That's why
the league gives you whichever quarterback gets the best total of the 2 or 3 on your team.
Right.
That's what you get. Okay.
Right. So if you have 3 quarterbacks, once A scores 22, B scores 20, C scores 18, your A counts for that week. Yeah. That's how it works, and that's why the bye weeks are so important. Because if you have 3 guys with the same bye, you're scoring 0 from your quarterbacks that week.
Position,
It's just devastating. So you can't. It's hard to recover from something like that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the high scoring position. So it's just you can't do that. That's why I'm like.
Are any of the leagues you're in defensive players or?
I never liked that. I never liked it. Yeah, I don't even like defense in general. Like the team defense, it just seems so weird. Kickers too.
Well, kickers are in your league, right?
In not best ball, but the other ones.
No?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Actually, that's not even true. So my friend Kelly, who runs a league, that's one of the paid leagues I'm in. She does it. If you draft instead of drafting a kicker, you draft your defense, but your kicker is included in the defensive scores.
Oh, okay.
So that's I like how she does that. It's a good idea, I think, on her part. I assume that she had that idea, but it's,
only because kickers have varying degrees of importance to their team.
Yeah, it's a high variance position.
Yeah, because in other words, sometimes you'd like to have a kicker who plays for a team that can't score touchdowns because he's going to always be scoring 3 points.
Right. Exactly.
Like
And you're hoping you're hoping for 50-yard field goals all the time, which is like, I don't know. It just seems like so.
It's really just a matter of preference, and a lot of people like yourself, I guess, play in because I haven't played in leagues for a number of years. I've just been too busy during football season to have the time to adequately review the waiver wire and things like that. But there are a lot of different types of leagues, and whatever your preference is, and like you said, you're in a number of leagues that are different from one another.
Yeah, the best ball ones, you don't draft kickers or defense. As the boss said, kickers are good for quick dopamine spikes. Yeah, that's true. Just trade options. you'll have that.
I'd like to see a league, by the way, that and maybe it's the league that you're talking about with Kelly with the kicker on the defense.
Yeah.
That awards points for kicks that hit either the crossbar or the upright.
and go in, I assume.
No, it doesn't matter. They get like 2 points if you hit either, 5 points if you hit both.
Mm-hmm.
Hit 2, and then the 3 points if you're successful.
That would be interesting. I don't want to add more importance.
You can't handicap that.
Yeah,
but that's kind of like your bad beat for that kind of fantasy league.
Yeah, well, who was the double doink guy? Maybe you draft him. Maybe he's your high.
Was that Robbie Gould or?
No, it wasn't Robbie Gould.
No.
It was I can't remember who it was. Who was double doink? Was it Carlos Santos? Who was it? Doink Bears kicker. Cody Parkey.
Okay.
Parkey. Yeah. Maybe Cody Parkey is the top kicker in that league.
And he's now doing his he's living up to his name. He's now Parkey Cars.
Yeah, poor guy.
Who's he with now?
I don't think he's on a team. Cody Parkey. So poor Cody Parkey, poor me, because I had the Bears at 100-1 to win the Super Bowl that year. And they almost went to the second round of the playoffs. He's undrafted.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Unrostered, you mean?
Unrostered. He was undrafted. So he is not in the NFL.
He's not on anyone's roster right now, is what you're saying.
No, he's not. Yeah, but he was undrafted. So yeah. When I placed that Bears bet, by the way, I was at the Westgate, and the teller. What do you call those people? The teller, the
ticket writer.
Ticket writer. Is some woman, and she was like, I'll take $100 in the Bears, and she goes, hey, if you win this, come back and see me. I was like, okay.
Oh, that could be any number of people over there that I know. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you got his paycheck though. Yeah. All right, how about we get to some Super Bowl odds?
Sure.
I can't wait to show you guys this graphic. It's so cool. There we go. And Andy, you can enlarge this like you did last time. You can click on there's on the bottom right of the window. There should be a thing that pops it out.
Yeah, I got the enlarged. Yeah, the full screen.
Yeah. So this is every team on the left, obviously, and then we have BetMGM, Caesars, FanDuel, DraftKings, and Kalshi at the top. So anything with a gold star is the best odds for that team. So, for example, Rams is BetMGM and DraftKings 8-1, and then the other Caesars has 750, FanDuel 700, and Kalshi 684. Bring up the rear there, but Kalshi has some great odds for some other teams. So I wanted to, go through these teams like carefully. See.
Excuse me. I didn't run my mute on there. That Kalshi is probably the most volatile of the 5 you show there, and they could be changing every time there's a bet. It would change.
If it's funny, you can you don't have to enter the bet. You could just say, I'm going to bet 50,000 on this team, and you'll see the odds like plummet.
before you make the bet.
Yeah. Before I'm not placing $50,000 on a team, but it'll actually show you. It'll actually show the number dropping. But I'm saying the number that drops, would that be the number that you get, or would that be the effect of your bet? Yeah, it would be the bet you get. So I want to show you.
So they're screwing you immediately.
Not all the time. So let me show you what I mean. So Ravens plus 1462. You can see on the screen here, I believe. So if you bet $100, it'll show you.
Okay.
It'll still say plus 1462. So you still get your number.
Now, what if you do 1,000?
If you do 1,000, it's still 1462.
Oh, okay. So then you now what if you do 10,000?
10,000, it's still 1462.
So then they're not adjusting it until you make your bet.
Astronomical. So let's do 100,000.
Okay.
100,000 turns into plus 749. So there is a number in which they're like, like you.
Oh, in other words, even though it still says plus 1462 and the no is minus 2046.
It'll see here on the I've highlighted updated odds. So it'll be. So I wonder.
That's basically almost half.
Yeah. So, but 10,000, you're still getting that same number. I wonder when it changes. Like 30,000, does it change? Let me see. 30,000 it goes to plus 1340, which is
okay. It's still okay. That's a little bit okay.
Yeah. It's still a good number. 50,000 goes to 1264, and then
so in other words, they are paying you after they've already adjusted the odds because the size of the pool is going to increase by 75,000 or 100,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
so
but
bear the brunt of that.
Right, but the good thing is, like it was.
But then again, you're actually betting against the other people in the pool. So.
Right. Yeah. This is not a sports book. You're betting against other people. So that's why they don't care. But yeah. So it's still good that you can bet a 10,000 and still pay out 156. Right. Yeah. So it's not.
Then my guess would be that as more money comes in, the dollar limit that it takes to move the odds increases as well. So in other words, a week from now, this same bet at 100,000, which might drop down to like 769 or whatever, that $100,000 bet might drop it down to like 980 or something. Yeah, there's more money in the pool, and that $100,000 is less of a percentage now of the entire pool than it is right now.
Yeah, that amount is right now. That's 100% correct. The boss is saying during the draft, $100 bets would cut the odds in half. Sometimes. So that's why what Andy was saying.
Oh, you're talking about the NFL draft.
The NFL draft, yeah. So
okay, as the players are being announced, the odds, could change.
Well, no, like before the draft, say a couple of days before the draft, like if you bet $100 on a player, that number would go to like from plus 700 to like plus 500 or something.
Oh, okay.
Because
the pool was probably very small back then too.
Exactly. That's what you were saying. It all depends on the what is it called, the volume. So the volume here, which I highlighted, $24 million already placed on this. So as opposed to like the draft stuff was like 10,000.
That's still an awful huge adjustment on the odds for $100,000 bet.
Yeah,
which is chicken feed of the 24 million.
Yeah, that's true. But as you said, this is only May, so by August, there's gonna be less of an adjustment. And it really, as for what the boss is saying, like it really depended on what you were betting. Like some odds wouldn't change, some odds would drastically change. And what I would do is if I liked something like the Jeremiah Love pick to 3 or Jordan Tyson pick to 5, unfortunately that one missed, but I would bet in like increments of $10. So like I would do it so things wouldn't change, and then like about 20 minutes later I'd do like $10 again and just do that, and sometimes the number wouldn't change. So it would be, I just try to like get quick bets in there and just it would add up. So that's what I did basically. You don't want to like shock the system or anything. So so anyway, let's get back to the odds window here. And yeah, like you were saying, the call sheet odds are pretty volatile. So I want to, we could break down a bunch of these teams, I think, and see if you like them. And I'm going to talk about some teams I plan on betting this week, maybe tonight or tomorrow. And so let's begin with the Rams. The Rams are the favorites. They are 8-1 on BetMGM and DraftKings. I believe the Rams are the best team in the NFL. And we talked about last week, I'm disappointed that they didn't draft someone to help them this year. I think that makes things a little bit tougher, but I still think they're the best team. I'm concerned with Puka Nacua and his cannibalism, sort of. But I do want to bet the team that I think is the best. As you know, if anything, it's a hedge of sorts. So I'm interested in betting 8-1 a little bit, but I do want to wait.
By the way, excuse me, before you continue, this is where the schedule comes in. Because we could find, if the Rams have a very difficult schedule for the month of September, they might start 2-2 and no longer be 8-1.
Yeah,
So it'll be important to take a look at their first 4 games. Let's say for whatever they start 1-3, then all of a sudden a quarter of the way into the season, okay, basically 4 out of 17.
Yeah,
maybe they're up to 11-1.
Yes, it definitely, and we know they play the Niners in week 1 at least. So, but the opposite could happen though. Like if they have a tough schedule and they go 3-1 or 4-0,
yeah.
So that number will be gone.
No, that's what I'm saying. That you may find out that they have an easy schedule and are likely to go 4-0. You might want to bet them now.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like you could.
They could lose to the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Where's that game going to be played? The 49ers.
Australia.
Oh, that's the. That's that. Okay, that's that opening Wednesday night.
Thursday night for us. Friday morning for Australians.
Oh, okay. Then they could easily lose that game and start 0-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because it would be a loss to a division rival, there might be some movement there.
Yeah.
By the way, is that going to be a home game or who's the team that's losing the home game?
LA is losing the game.
Oh, then even more reason if you like the Rams, you want the 49ers to win.
Yes. That's true. Yep. I agree. So with this, I plan on betting it, a little now. And I think you're right. Like maybe wait till a better number occurs. So a little bit now, just in case you don't get the better number.
Well, wait till the schedule comes out.
Yeah. Also wait till you get profit boosts on one of these sports books. Like DraftKings will like give you 100% profit boost on Super Bowl futures, like a random day in July. So last year when these obviously didn't win, but like when the Ravens and the Bills, they were like 8-1 or something, I boosted them to like 16-1, and I got $100 bet on each of those 16-1. So that was that's what I'm looking for here. I'm not going to bet the 8-1 right now. If by the end of the summer, if we don't get anything, then maybe I'll bet a little bit. But that's where I stand. Are you going to think about betting the Rams
at some point?
Okay.
And it'll probably be again after I analyze the schedule. In other words, when I take a look at the first 4 games, because if the Rams start 1-3 and the 49ers start 3-1 and the Seahawks start 3-1 or 2-2, look at the the 49ers are actually priced a lot. If I'm looking at the better value of those 3 teams right now, 49ers at 18-1, you would think would be the best value of the 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I do think the Rams, I agree that I think they are the best rostered team for the Super Bowl right now. Yeah. And they'll make, some improvements over the summer. I just think at 8-1, although I will admit that last year I played the Ravens at like 9-1 right after the Super Bowl with Kansas City over the Eagles. And that number was gone for a while, but then obviously when they struggled in the middle of the season and all that line went up again. But at that point, it didn't look like the Ravens were going to make the playoffs. So that's why I'd be there. I think if the Rams start 1-3, they're still going to be considered a playoff caliber team. Again, depending upon the schedule for weeks 2, 3, and 4 after we about the 49ers. But I would think that if the schedule is favorable for the first month of the season, and by that I project they go no worse than 2-2, 8-1 might be a good number.
Yeah. Any concern with Nakua biting people?
No, I mean there'll be some concern as to how much time he would miss if he misses any. Yeah. But the Rams will have plenty of time once training camp starts to address that situation.
That's true. Well, hopefully it doesn't bite anyone else by then.
Yeah. No, what is his legal situation right now?
I don't know if there's anything. I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I feel it feels like nothing's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah. Once there's a little bit more certainty.
Yeah.
But even so, I don't know that. I don't know that I would wait till June, depending once I figure on what the Rams are going to do.
Yeah, like I said, I'm waiting till we get the odds boost for that. The Seahawks are 950 or 1,000 everywhere except Kalshi, where you can get them at plus 1073. For me, I'm not interested here. They just won the Super Bowl. They lost a couple players. I still think they're going to be really good, but feels like we're buying high here.
Yeah, we don't know about the running game.
Yeah, we'll see what Jared Price
will they
gives them.
rely on a rookie?
Yeah,
you know, for the bulk of the carries. And can Bradford, Darnold. I'm with my 10-year anniversary of old quarterbacks. Now, can Darnold have a third great season in a row?
You know, I was actually thinking. Did you ever watch the show Lost?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm sure you know the premise. So they crash on an island.
Yeah.
They try to get off. They can't get off, and some weird stuff happens on the island. There's one season where one of the characters gets displaced in time, and he is just like thinks like he doesn't know where he is in time, and actually this causes brain hemorrhages, and it's very lethal. But I was just thinking about it the other day, and like how weird that would be to not knowing where you are in time. And it's just kind of like when you mentioned Romo and Bradford. I'm like,
yeah,
have you been displaced in time? So,
as long as our listeners and viewers aren't displaced.
That's true.
We caught that pretty quickly, though.
Yeah. So no interest in Seattle at all, or
probably not.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's tough. Yeah. It's really tough to repeat unless you are a powerhouse, and even then, it's still tough.
Yeah, I agree. The Ravens. So you said you bet them last year at what 9 to 1, and now they're
9 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Caesars, you can get them at 10.50. That's available for you. Kalshi, as we just displayed, has 14.62. That really interests me. I think that they're very live to win it this year. They had so many injuries last year. It's hard to blame them.
Just don't know what the effect of going to a rookie head coach is.
Yeah, and as I'll bring this up,
maybe he can be a George Seifert.
Yeah, this is a strike against
Super Bowl in his first year, or Barry Switzer.
Yeah, this is a strike against the Ravens. Is that I think the only the rookie head coaches to win have had Hall of Fame quarterbacks, I believe. Because they've Joe Montana or Troy Aikman. Lamar Jackson. Maybe you can argue Lamar Jackson's gonna be Hall of Fame.
Are you talking about rookie head coaches or first-year coaches with a team?
Rookie. Well, I think it was rookie head coaches.
Okay. I mean, Vrabel, for example, made it to the Super Bowl last year in his first year with a new team.
Right. So he didn't count. He was already a head coach. So a rookie head coach. So yeah, but then again, Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So I feel like the Ravens can win it. We talked about their schedule. Now we don't know the sequence of the schedule, but they play a lot of easy opponents, and so they're a team that I feel like can really go the distance. And 14.62 seems like a great number. It seems like a boosted number. It's like the number I got last year with the boost.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good number, but I don't know that I would play them. I mean, if I were looking at the two teams in that division, I like the numbers that we're going to see down below on the Bengals.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to them. The Bills,
as opposed to the Ravens right now. I mean, obviously, you've got two quarterbacks who are now injury concerns, Burrow and Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Bills, they are similar. They're about 10 to 1 everywhere, but 12.40 on Kalshi. I gather you don't like the Bills. You said they're an older team.
I do like the Bills this year. I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they also have a first time head coach, and Joe Brady.
True, but he's been elevated. Well, he has had head coaching experience in the colleges, very successful head coaching experience in the colleges, and he's familiar with the team because he's been running the offense the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true.
And he probably learned a lot as the assistant for the previous head coach.
Yeah, McDermott. So
McDermott, yeah.
Yeah. So I like the Bills too. It feels like you have to decide between one of the Ravens or Bills because of their odds.
I would go with the Ravens. I'm sorry, I would go with the Bills between the two of them.
The Bills, yeah. I'm leaning that way as well. So yeah, I like that they got DJ Moore. To provide it.
Is that one of the players that we have that we've bet?
Yeah.
Who do we bet? I forget who we bet defensively.
Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, coming over to the team we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's the two guys we bet are just on these two teams. Yeah. So Yeah, I like the Bills as well. 1240 is interesting. But with a boost, you can get maybe 15-1. It's a 50% boost. So I'm going to wait on that. I'm not going to bet that one yet. The next team is the Lions. They are 18-1 on DraftKings. That is the best number there. Talked about their schedule as well. Their three special games, I believe, are against the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Titans. And they play the NFC South. So there's a lot of.
I like that 18-1.
Yeah, there are a lot of soft opponents there. They drafted a right tackle in the first round. It feels like their offensive line should be better this year. I like them as a rebound team. I hated them last year. I bet them to not make the playoffs. And
you bet them under their total, didn't you? Bet their win total?
Yeah, I bet them under total, under wins, and I bet them to not make the playoffs. And this year, I think they can rebound and win the Super Bowl. At 18-1 is really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with the Vikings kind of floundering. They traded Grenard, and you have the Bears didn't really improve their pass rush. Just feels like the stars are aligning a little bit for the Lions. So would you bet 18-1 right now, or would you wait?
I'm. Knowing what the schedule is, and it's a fourth place schedule, but those are just three unique games, I'd have no problem doing the 18-1 now.
Yeah, I like that. That's one of the teams I had in consideration for sure.
It's kind of like the NFC West, except that, and we don't know how teams are going to do, but I'd have to still think that all four teams in the NFC North are capable of winning 10 games.
Yeah, the Vikings are a disappointment, though. I hated the draft. Murray, I'm not a fan of Murray. I was hoping to get a better quarterback, and they traded Grenard. Who, by the way, I was told, but I was asked why trade Grenard from one of our sources, and he said he just wasn't a good fit for the team. I'm like, what does that mean? He's such a great player. Like, how is he not a good fit for the team? I'm wondering if there's some character concerns or something. But does their offensive line concern you? The Lions? Well. We'll see about the right tackle, but I do think that they've made some adjustments. They have some young guys in the interior who are going to have better seasons, I believe, with experience. So I'm not concerned about the offensive line. But if Blake Miller looks awful to start the year, then maybe I'll be a little bit worried. But I think he should be okay. So I'm not worried at all. So maybe like a very slight worry.
I think 18-1 is a very good price.
I think so too.
Again, they also had injuries last year that affected them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They had a lot of injuries, both sides of the ball. Okay.
Exactly. Especially on defense.
Yeah. Their whole secondary was out at one point. So, Packers are 20-1 on FanDuel. I have no interest in this team. I'm not a believer in Jordan Love. They lost some coaches. Michael Parsons is not guaranteed to be 100% coming off the torn ACL. So this is a complete pass for me. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, I would think they're basically priced along the lines of the Lions, maybe a little bit better odds on a couple of those places, the FanDuel and the and I guess Caesars, has them. No, Packers. Yeah, I'm looking at a different line there, but at 20-1 and the 18 versus 15. I prefer the Lions to the Packers.
Me too. The Eagles are priced at 18-1 on FanDuel, 15-1 in some other places. I liked a little bit of what they did. They got Jonathan Grenard, who should help with the pass rush. Lane Johnson's coming back. You have Dallas Goedert's coming back. Now, A.J. Brown's going to be traded, but they added a bunch of receivers, so maybe someone steps up. They new offensive coordinator should help. So I think this is a good team. I wonder if they've reached their top and they are slowly declining.
That's my concern.
Yeah, I don't see this team winning the Super Bowl. If they did, I wouldn't be shocked. But
what was their record last year? Were they 13-4 or 12-5?
I think they were 11-6. I believe. Let me see. They were 11-6. Yeah.
How'd they do within the division? Giants, Commanders, Cowboys.
Well, they split with the Cowboys. They're 3-3.
Split with each of them.
They split with every team. Yeah.
Okay. Reason I say that is I expect the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys to be improved this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that maybe the Eagles get swept by one of those three teams.
Could be, yeah. Yeah.
Don't know which one. Now, the Washington, I guess, is to me, the riskiest of the three because the health of the quarterback is so important with Washington. Although I like the draft choice they got, Dan Quinn's a defensive coach, so maybe that's not. But still, if we assume that the Hurts, Dart, and Prescott, or Tony Romo if he decides to come out of retirement from the booth, those three are going to be quarterbacks. Maybe Prescott of the three may be the most injury prone of the three. We don't really know about Dart, and of course Hurts does not live up to his name. He does not get hurt that often.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know about Daniels. So Washington might be the one of the four teams that I have more questions about right now going forward than I do the other three.
I feel Washington is the riskiest team, but also has the highest upside. We saw what they could do 2 years ago when they went to the NFC Championship, and if Daniel stays healthy, I think they could win the Super Bowl this year. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So we'll talk about them. Their number is interesting.
Yeah.
But we will move on to.
See, I try as best as possible not to have two teams in the same division with Super Bowl futures.
Yeah, that's something you want to avoid usually. Yeah,
it's not a hard and fast rule, but it's one.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know that I would be on the Patriots this year, and I don't want anything with the Jets or the Dolphins.
Sure, you're right.
So, now I haven't compared, the Bills and the Patriots yet, but those would be the two teams. But if I've got the Bills at 10-1, I'm probably not going, Patriots are less than 20-1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, that's tough.
And who knows what the situation. Did you see the thing now with Vrabel? Some more news coming out.
The
today?
The boat, you mean?
Yeah.
The boat rental, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of the same news. It's just different variety.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could be. They could be coming out with. New York Post has a lot of photographers.
I know.
No, I mean that could be a distraction. You got to believe that if there are 30 reporters or 20 reporters covering the Patriots, for all the various publications, someone's going to bring that up every week. Might not be the same person, but especially after a loss.
Oh yeah,
now,
winning will. Winning will nullify
Yeah.
that a little bit, but.
And like you mentioned, I think did you mention it before we went on about what Racina's husband's doing?
Yes, I saw a report today that he requested a paternity test for his two sons.
Yeah.
And of course, she named one of her sons after Mike Vrabel, and even said, "I wonder how many." I'm going to put up the quote here. We had it yesterday. Keep looking at my almost 4-day-old son Michael while trying to figure out who are the best Michaels to ever play and coach in the NFL. She had both. And
are you saying that one possibility is Michael Vrabel and the other is Michael Irvin?
Yeah, right. That'd be funny. It's like, I didn't look for Michael Irvin.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying that news only means that who knows how long it takes for a paternity test. But if something comes out about that, and especially if it's negative on the husband, that's just going to be another distraction that they're going to have to deal with for a couple of weeks, and then something comes up, and then all of a sudden she files for divorce, on September 15th or something. At some point, and I think it does have to be taken into account, only because I say the fact that something is possible doesn't mean that it's likely, probable, or is going to occur. Just means that it's possible. Now, is there a possibility that there's going to be a distraction? Well, there's certainly a higher possibility than if this were not an item, if this were not news. It wouldn't be anything to talk about. So now it's a question of how possible is it? And, how often could it come up during the course of a season? And how much of a toll could that take if the players or whomever are being asked about it, week after week after week, and all of a sudden, 12 games into the season, they're 6-6.
Yeah.
So
It's
plus
definitely
add to that, by
something.
the way, the natural expected regression from a team that improves as much as the Patriots did last year, benefiting from one of the easiest schedules in the league, and now going to one of the most difficult.
Oh, they had such an easy schedule. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't just mean because of the games. What divisions does the AFC East play this year?
Let me see. I don't know if you see this on the screen here. This is the Maury Povich AI video with Diana Rossini and Vrabel.
Yeah.
It's like, I told you, Michael. she storms off. So it's so well done. I don't know how they did this. So it's amazing. But anyway,
AI can do everything. Not this AI. AI, the terms that the public thinks of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. That's hysterical, though.
Yeah.
Let's see what this Patriots schedule this year.
All right, let's pull it up. Patriots. They play 2026. So they at home they play the obviously division. Then they play the AFC West.
And
the NFC North.
NFC North.
Yeah.
Those are two tough divisions.
And their three special games are Steelers, Jaguars, Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's a lot more difficult than what they saw last year.
Yeah. So I would be inclined, even without the Vrabel distraction, I would be inclined to look at a decline from the 14-3 of last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't think they will be as fortunate as they were in some of the opponents they had in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they ran into some easy circumstances. Absolutely. Stone Papa Smurf said Vrabel and Racine on a boat while she's 6 months pregnant. That kid's not Vrabel's. That's insanely dark. Yeah.
Well, the question is, what are they doing on a boat together when they both know she's 6 months pregnant? Why would she go out on a boat with them?
Right. It's ridiculous at this point. But I think we know that her
unless he wanted to
Vrabel's.
push her overboard or vice versa.
Yeah. There's some possibilities there.
It's made for TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
I say that.
Yeah.
And they have a very good track record.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We know. Yeah. So
she has an Andy.
Andy.
Or is there a comma after the her?
There should be a comma. I think.
I know. He's speaking.
You were also on the boat.
Yeah.
That's how you know. No, I'd be shocked if her one son isn't Vrabel's. If not, but I don't know both. I don't know how old her other son is, but yeah, clearly.
No, but the whole point of this whole thing is that is another non-football related issue that could create problems. Yeah. We don't know. Again, it's possible.
It's not a benefit for this team.
Yeah, it's not a positive. Okay. Yeah. Now they say, well, it's not going to affect us. And I read another quote today. Drake May came back, and even after the news came out with the boat thing, he's still fully supported. He loves Vrabel and all that, and maybe they're able to put that aside.
Yeah.
But unless they go on a 14-3 record again this year, it could. It's only natural that your personal life affects you when it's something like that, and it's publicized. If there was no publicity about it, nobody knew, we wouldn't know. There'd be no reason to think about it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's definitely not going to help. As we said, it's something to kind of weigh them down this year. On top of everything, like they were already in a tough position to begin with. So.
It all goes back to what started this commentary, is that I'm on Buffalo. I'll be on Buffalo in the AFC East. I don't think I will. If I consider anything on the Patriots, it's more likely to be negative than positive, and it really has very little to do with the Vrabel Rossini situation. It has more to do with the improvement that they showed last year and the schedule difficulty and just the natural decline that you would take, and that you would be expected to take after making, going from 4-win season to 14-win season. You figure you'd come down a little bit. How much we don't know, but the schedule would affect that as well because it is much difficult. And as a result, and keep in mind, the other thing is that by winning the AFC conference last year, Patriots have the target on their back every game this year.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that was not
certainly
the case
every
last
AFC
year.
game, certainly every game against what was it, Jacksonville? I forget who the other team was.
Seattle and Pittsburgh.
Okay, yeah, no, not Seattle. I was thinking it was Pittsburgh and the 4 AFC West teams, the 4 non-division AFC teams that they face.
Okay, yeah. Seattle's one of those special games that they play.
Well, so is Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, but those are the AFC teams who will be looking to be where the Patriots were last year, winning the conference.
Yep. Yeah, so I take it you do not like the Patriots at plus 2241, even though that's a much better number than some of these other figures.
Well, since I can't get Calci, here in Nevada, it's not worth it to me.
Well, you can always bet for you, but yeah.
So. No, I just expect there's going to be too much of a regression. It's still a fairly young team overall, is it not? I don't know where they rank as far as average A's goes, but now all the pressure's on them this year.
Yeah, well. For sure.
And by the way, there's now a full scouting report on Drake May.
Yep, that's true. And we saw how many sacks he took. So they'll need the right tackle to play well to avoid that. Okay, the Chiefs and the Chargers are after the Eagles. They are both 16-1. So figured we grouped them together because same division, same odds. For me, the Chiefs are a team I want to avoid. Patrick Mahomes is coming off the 20 ACL. They lost their entire secondary. Their offensive line is still concerned. They still don't have a pass rush outside of Chris Jones and Karlaftis to an extent. They got Kenneth Walker, so at least they have a running game now, I guess, if they can block. So I don't like the Chiefs. I do like the Chargers a little more. I think people forget the Chargers look like the best team in the NFL for the first 3 weeks, and then the bottom.
And that was even with the right tackle situation or the left tackle situation.
Yeah, and they beat Denver in week 3. They looked really good doing so.
Beat the Chiefs in week 1, didn't they?
Yeah, they clobbered the Chiefs in week 1. And everything fell apart because Joe Alt got hurt the next week, and they had no tackles and they had no blocking.
And he was the backup. He was playing out of position, somewhat out of position, really.
Right.
When who was it? Slater. He got injured during the summer, I think it was before preseason. I think it was maybe it was early in the preseason. Once the game started, I'm not sure. I don't recall, but
it was. I think it was in August. So they were both out, and now they're both back. I like Mike McDaniel hire. I think that'll definitely help Herbert. So
who's the defensive coordinator now?
Because they lost their defensive coordinator.
To Ravens,
it's Chris O'Leary.
Okay.
So I like this team a lot. I did not forget that they were the best team in the NFL, in my opinion, in the first 3 weeks of the season. And so I will be betting them at 16-1. That's one of the numbers. That's one of the teams I like here. And I wonder if there's going to be some hype on them later in the summer. So what do you think about the Chargers and Chiefs?
I'm exactly with you on that one for most of the same reasons. I loved the hiring of John Harbaugh 2 years ago. He got into the playoffs in his first season, as he did with San Francisco. He got San Francisco to the Super Bowl in his second season, and who knows what would have happened if they had a healthy season last year. Yeah. They still made it to the playoffs. Now, of course, the concern is that Justin Herbert is 0 for 3 in the playoffs in his Charger career.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, last year was understandable because of the fact that they got there. They still had the same problems. 2 years ago, was that the blowout 2 years ago?
It's Houston, yeah.
And the year before that was the blown game against Jacksonville.
Yeah, they were up 27-0, and they lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't know how much you can really blame it on Herbert. Although it's easy to blame the quarterback, and of course that first playoff appearance was before Harbaugh got there. I like the Chargers, and because I'm not as high on Denver this year, and you could almost throw them in there since they're the next team and they're all in the division. I still think Denver, because of their defense and the offense, is capable. I think they can make the playoffs. But if I were to rate those divisions right now, Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. Although I think the Raiders have closed the gap between the rest of the division.
Yeah, I agree with that. By the way, I had a Twitter spat with spat, I guess, with some Chiefs fans who did not take kindly to a post of mine where someone ranked that they put all the teams in categories, and they put the Chiefs in one of the elite teams this year. And I quote tweeted that, and I said, if this is the opinion most people have on the Chiefs, are going to make a lot of money betting against them this year. And people are like, "Oh, you're going to bet against Patrick Mahomes?" Ha, ha, ha. And I said, "Do you know what
was Patrick Mahomes' point spread record in the 16 games, or let's say the 15 games that he played? He got injured, I think, in game 16, didn't he?
Well, I can bring up his spread record in the past 2 years. I know off the top of my head. In 33 games, do you know what it was?
10-23, and let me put it this way: if I said 10-23, and I'm wrong, it's because he didn't get 10 covers.
it was 13-20. So you
better than I thought.
Flip the numbers, but yeah, you can bet money. You can make money betting against Patrick Mahomes. It hasn't been difficult. So, and it's not against him. It's not against Mahomes. It's the rest of the team is not good.
Well, Andy Reid's latest comments that I read, I think 2-3 days ago, seemed very optimistic about Mahomes starting the season.
Yeah, I mean, you always get that coach speak stuff at this time this year. We'll see, but he may not be 100%.
Doesn't Andy Reid normally? Doesn't he generally not be overly optimistic if there's no reason to be?
Not sure. I know Pete Carroll used to be the most optimistic.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable. It's like
he used to be the opposite of Lou Holtz, the late Lou Holtz.
Yeah,
we have no chance against Navy. Oh, look, they did this, they did that, the other thing. And Pete Carroll is, we could win with our 8th string quarterback.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, the guy who tears ACL, I was like, oh, he might play this week.
Yeah. Andy Reid, I think, has generally been more forthright.
Yeah, Dick Vermeil was like that too. He was the pessimist too, wasn't he? He was like, I don't know how, like he'd be playing against.
Not as bad as, or not to the. I won't say bad, not to the degree of Lou Holtz.
Yeah, like he'd have.
He was always concerned.
Team. Yeah, he had the Rams team, and he'd be playing against like a 4-12, 4-11 team. He'd be like, I don't know how we're going to win this game. That pass rush they have is so good. They have a good offensive line. He'd like talk up the team. He's like, I don't know how we're going to win, guys.
Yeah,
it's so funny how different these coaches are. But
some coaches must evaluate what they say and track the performance of their teams when they say it. In other words, some coaches might say, my team needs to feel a little bit overconfident or something, or my team needs to feel a little bit less than confident. So I need to build up the other team so we don't get complacent, or I have to, say, oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that if our team is lacking in confidence.
Yeah, I would. I used to be a swim coach, and
what coach?
A swim coach. I used to swim. I used to swim competitively, and then I was a coach. I used to, if I sensed that like some of my swimmers were like lackadaisical or weren't focused, I go up to them right before the race and be like, "Hey, you know that guy you're swimming against? Like he said our swim club sucks." And they're like, "What? He said that?" I'm like, "Yeah, he said our team sucks." Like, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so angry." And so
these kids go out and swim well.
Yeah, they got their best times. That's only if I noticed they weren't like focused or pegged. These are like kids, so sometimes they wouldn't be focused. So I had to like make sure they would be in tune with what they were doing. But anyway, you said Denver you're out on as well, 20-1. Although you do like their defense, but you do not like them as much. You're not going to bet them. I'm not going to bet them either.
Well, let me put it this way. I will be on the Chargers.
Yeah.
I might be on the Chiefs, or I might be on the Broncos. I don't know where the Raiders are down there. I need to look at them during preseason, but I mean, there's generally been over.
They're 100. They're 150-1 on FanDuel and BetMGM DraftKings.
That might be just a fun. That might be like a little $10 bet or $20 bet. To want it to be too. Not. I don't. It's not the amount of the bet. I just don't want to have the payoff be too big.
Yeah.
But no, but I'm saying that it. I definitely like the Chargers, no question about that. I mean, barring an injury to a key player over the summer, that looks like it's going to be lost for a good part of the season. And like I say, right now I'm inclined to like the Chiefs a bit more than I like the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
But that again depends upon how much can we expect to get out of Mahomes, not necessarily in terms of production, I mean in availability.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Yeah,
think
we'll
if he's
see.
available
Yeah,
to play and he's close to 100%, we're going to get the old Mahomes
yeah.
out of him. And then it's a question. So if like I said, I don't like to play two teams in the same division, but this might be one of those teams, one of those divisions where I would.
Okay. Yeah, I have no interest in the Chiefs at all. I think their roster is just bad.
Last year was the year that I went against them from the start of the season.
You did.
I think
and
I
I
mentioned I
remember.
said this is an old team. They played all those extra games over the years. Now
Yeah.
they're coming back. They should start the season. Assuming Mahomes doesn't miss more than a couple of weeks, they're going to be healthier than they were last year and extremely motivated after not just missing the playoffs, 6-11.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I feel like their roster just sucks. They lost so much over the years, and they feel like they haven't replaced these guys.
No.
But
remember,
we'll
2
see.
years ago they were in the Super Bowl. No, they got embarrassed, but they
Yeah.
still were good enough to make the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
now all the players who've been on the team and played those 4, 5, 6 seasons of 2, 3 extra games, they've had the year off.
That's true. Yeah, although they lost their entire secondary. You can't gloss over that. And they were bad against the pass already.
Yeah, the McDuffie trade somewhat was.
Yeah, they
that
lost
was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, they lost their top safety, and they didn't fix their pass rush. So I don't know. I feel like there's going to be money to be made against this team this year, but we'll see.
Oh, on a game-by-game basis, I would likely think so, especially if Mahomes starts early.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so we talked about the Patriots already. Niners we glossed over a little bit before. They're 18-1 on BetMGM. I would like this team if they weren't so injury prone. Like they've all their players get hurt a lot. Like McCaffrey's due to get hurt this year because he led the league in carries. Mike Evans has chronic hamstring issues. Ricky Pearsall's always hurt. You have Nick Bosa tends to get banged up a lot. Fred Warner's coming off a major injury.
Have they changed their conditioning coach?
I don't know. They were blaming the something around the stadium or something.
Some chemical or something in the grass or something. Yeah.
So if they're concerned about that, maybe they didn't change their strength and conditioning coach. So
now I don't know if they were. I know about that they were blaming it on that, but I don't know how serious that blaming was, or if they were just joking about. We got to blame something.
Yeah.
Let's say
I don't know.
Let's say it's 3 Mile Island West or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a risky team. They could definitely do it though. I wouldn't surprise me at all if they won, but 18-1 is not good enough for me. Do you have any interest in the Niners?
What was it? 2 years ago, they had that. Was it 2 years ago they had the injury season, or 3 years ago, and they bounced right back the next year? Was that last year where they bounced back?
Well, they went to the Super Bowl 3 years ago against the Chiefs.
So it was maybe the year after. Yeah, it may have been the year after they went to the Super Bowl. They had that injury-prone season.
Yeah. That was the next year. That was 2024, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So last year they bounced back, even with all the injuries.
Yeah. They had more injuries. They're always hurt.
12-3. Yeah. So, again, I haven't made a play on the Rams. I don't know if I'm going to because I'm not sure I like 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna. But I think the team in that division. I already said I'm not going to consider Seattle. At least I don't expect to. Again, everything is subject to change because it's still early. But I'm just my thought process right now. Like I said, I want to see how the schedule unfolds, and then also see what roster moves are made, say between now and the 1st of August. But I would say I would be likely to play either the 49ers or the Rams, possibly both, but I try to avoid that. And if I had to choose right now between the two, and you can't really, you know that the 49ers are injury prone, but you still can't predict injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, okay, if McCaffrey gets injured, well, I couldn't predict it, but I could have expected it.
Right.
Yeah. that I might slightly lean. It's just that I like the Rams so much.
Yeah.
I really do. I really like this team. I had them last year. Had them, I think, a couple of times, including the year a few years ago when they won. It was in McVay's third year or something, whatever it was,
Hmm.
Cincinnati game. Yeah, so right now I would say the 49ers are under consideration.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the same way. I like them a little bit, but it feels like there's too much risk for 18-1. But maybe if we get a better number. Texans are 22-41 plus 22-41. At Kalshi 20-1. Otherwise,
You
I
compare
potentially
them with compare them with the Jaguars.
yeah, the Jaguars
That's
are
not much. That's a huge difference.
Jaguars are 30-1 on DraftKings.
Yeah,
25-1 elsewhere. I think the Jaguars are better than the Texans. I worry about
I do
CJ
too.
Stroud. Yeah, I worry about CJ Stroud regressing every year. Now,
Yep.
I read today that
He's
he
supposed to get a
changed.
nice contract extension.
Well, he changed his entire diet. He's now eating
Yeah.
lean meat and vegetables, and cut out everything else.
So when he throws up on the field, it'll be veggies, not meat.
Right. So it should help, but I don't know. He's regressed a lot. Their defense is
I
still
don't know.
great,
Is it going to help with
obviously,
his
but
mechanics?
I don't
Is
know.
it going to help with his decision making?
It's
He
it's
may. I mean,
worrying.
he may be trimmer and leaner and that, but how much is? I mean, I'm sure diet has some effect, but does it affect the part of the game where he's weak?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not optimistic here.
No.
And
Still like their defense.
yeah, their defense is great, but it can only do so much. So
What additions did they make to the offense?
they changed their offensive line a lot. Now they got rid of some players who were good. They brought in Wyatt Teller, Braden Smith. Teller's an older player now. Smith has some psychological issues he's dealt with. They drafted Kalen Rutledge to play center at the end of the first round, and they added David Montgomery to strengthen the run game. And they get Tank Dell back from injury. We think we don't quite know. So I don't know. I don't know if it's enough to negate Stroud's regression. I like the Jaguars more. I like their coaching. I like Lawrence's improvement.
Yeah.
They did lose Devin Lloyd, which is a big deal, but I do have a little interest in the Jaguars at 30-1. I don't know if I'm going to get there, but
I do as well, because you know who I compare the Jaguars to? I compare the Jaguars to the Bears, both of whom made significant improvements last year, despite some weaknesses that we had. And so I kind of think that I could see the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are in a better situation than the Bears were last year, because the Bears played in a much deeper division than do the Jags. Where, I mean, the Jags this year, I would say if I rate the teams, it's probably Jaguars, Texans, Colts, and Titans.
Yep.
And I don't know which you have a thought. The gap between the Jaguars and the Texans, or the gap between the Texans and the Colts?
Which is
probably between the Jaguars
larger?
and the Texans, I would think.
What's larger?
Which is a bigger gap? Between Jaguars and Texans, or Texans and Colts?
Well, the Colts are the toughest team to handicap because we don't know Daniel Jones'
about
status.
Daniel Jones. Well, I'm assuming Daniel Jones is okay.
If he's okay, yeah, I think the Colts can certainly make a claim to winning the division.
I would think that the Jaguars, they're my favorite for the division, despite the where the Texans are priced. But I think the Colts are very capable. I don't think that they're capable of winning the division. I do think they're capable of challenging the Texans for second best.
Yeah, I just remember how good they were in that Charger game. It looked like they
That's
were the
one
best
game,
team in the
though.
league.
That's one game. Go back the year before, when they also got off to a hot start.
Yeah.
And faded down the stretch. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And maybe last year there was more of a reason because of Daniel Jones being out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they faded because Jones got hurt. Like they look like the best team in the NFL, or at least one of the best teams in the NFL before that injury. And then when Jones got hurt, they didn't win a single game after that.
Yeah,
so,
that's the concern. I mean,
yes.
That's a concern. That was what, like 9 games in a row they lost. What were they, 7-1 or something?
Yeah, they win after they got back from Germany. No, they beat Atlanta in overtime. I don't know if they won after that. So,
but I mean, if you're a good team and your quarterback goes down and you have a backup there, you still should find a way to win one of those games. Did they play the Titans after Daniel Jones went down?
No, they played the Titans twice early.
Early, okay.
Well, remember they went into Seattle and almost won with Phil Rivers. So
yeah, but
was,
they didn't. And Philip,
yeah,
by the way,
still.
Philip Rivers is a capable, even after being out of the game, he's still a capable quarterback. Who was the backup that preceded Rivers?
It was the Notre Dame quarterback, wasn't it? It was something. I can't remember his name already. It's been. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall.
It was Riley Leonard. I knew it was something Riley.
Okay.
I couldn't remember Riley. It was the first name or the last name. Colts scores.
He was a rookie, I believe, wasn't he, last year?
Yeah. So this is not helpful here. NFL.com. Thanks. Let's see this. The Colts schedule scores. So they this is the regular season. They beat the Titans twice early. They lost. I was right. So on this left column, you can see they did not win ever since they got back from Germany when they beat Atlanta.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they beat the Bengals at the end.
Oh, sorry, no, that's preseason. That's
preseason. Okay. Are they going?
They lost 7 in a row at the end.
Why would they show? Yeah, why would they show the preseason at the bottom if they're starting at the top with the first game of the regular season?
Look, this is ESPN, Andy. They employ Mina Kimes, so.
No, but you understand what I'm saying?
I know.
If I'm reading down now, if they started from if the top was game 8, game 17, that makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
Although no, because it'd still be the last preseason game, number 2, and then number 1 at the bottom. Whatever it is. Okay, they did lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
7.
Okay, so they were what?
Those are some good. Yeah, those are some good opponents, by the way. Chiefs with Mahomes, Texans twice, Jaguars twice, Seahawks and Niners. Like, that is devastating.
I think all of them except the Chiefs made the playoffs.
Yeah, that is devastating. And a lot of those games are close. Only 2 were blowouts. And remember, there's no Jones there. The Jones actually got hurt in the Chiefs game, and then he tried to play through the Texans game, and he got injured. And then it was a disaster after that with Riley Leonard. And
let's go back up. Let's see the teams they beat.
Okay, so they beat the Dolphins, who we knew were terrible. They beat Denver 29-28.
That's a playoff team.
The Titans, they blew out. They lost to the Rams. They clobbered the Raiders. They barely beat the Cardinals. They won at the Chargers. They beat the Titans at home. They lost at the Steelers, and then that Germany game against Atlanta.
Okay. So of the teams that they beat, the Falcons were a non-playoff team. The Titans were a non-playoff team. The Cardinals were a non-playoff team. The Raiders were a non-playoff team. The Titans were a non-playoff team, and the Dolphins were a non-playoff team.
Yeah, only the Chargers and Broncos. That was. And so that win against the Broncos is very flimsy.
Yeah, that's the one with the field goal that they got to try again.
Yeah, the penalty. Yeah.
And the Chargers was a legitimate win.
Yes.
But where were the Chargers coming off were they in a bad situation in that game?
I didn't think so because I didn't bet against them. I don't know. Let me see. I hope I can just hold on. Let's see if I can figure this out. Los Angeles Chargers. Let's see if I have to. Yeah, I did it. Okay. They were coming off a win against Miami. So I don't know if that was a bad situation. I don't know. I don't recall it being a bad situation.
Well, actually, what
actually, no, Andy. You know what? The following game for the Chargers was the Thursday night game against Minnesota. So I don't know if it was one of those games.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah, they were not coming off a bye. Right. Yeah. They were at Miami, and then they hosted Indy, and then they played the Thursday night game at home.
Thursday night game. Yeah. So maybe they were concerned about the Thursday night game. I don't know.
We may have talked about it that way. I don't recall.
Yeah.
But I don't recall if I played that one or not.
We played it. Evan and I played that live.
How far do your podcasts go back in the archives?
It's all YouTube goes back very far, very many years.
Okay. No, if I want to go back and see.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
I
can
don't recall
scroll
what
down.
my thought was on that game.
You can go to our YouTube page, go to live, and then scroll down. You'll be able to see it. So
yeah. In any event, I'm not all that enthusiastic about the Colts.
no,
But I have them. But I
65 to 1,
have
by the way.
what's that?
65 to 1 at DraftKings.
Yeah. I mean, the price is nice, but I still think the Colts and the Jaguars are better.
The Texans, you mean Texans, Jaguars?
Yeah, sorry, Texans, Jaguars.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we agree. If we're betting one team in that division, it's the Jaguars at 30 to 1. Yeah. But we're not sure
if I were betting a second team, it might be the Colts. Even though I think that the Texans are the better team.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I can't bet the Colts until I know the situation with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's again, they're the hardest team to handicap for sure.
Yeah. I mean, with a lot of these other teams, we still don't know about injuries, but at least we know that at least as of right now, they're healthy.
Yeah.
The boss about Jones. Yeah.
Right. The boss is asking, do you think Lawrence MVP or Jaguars Super Bowl win is more likely? I will look up the MVP odds right now. Might as well just.
I would probably say it's more likely that Lawrence would win the MVP.
He's 16 to 1 though, so you're getting 16 to 1 versus 30 to 1. Does that impact your decision making there?
No, it'd be a question whether I would want to bet Lawrence to win the MVP.
Yeah, right. Well, if you had to bet one, would you bet Lawrence to win MVP at 16 to 1 or Jaguars to win Super Bowl 30 to 1?
Jaguars at 30 to 1.
Okay. I think so too. If this was like 22 to 24 to 1, I'd think about this, but 16-1's it's a bit of a haircut there.
Well, he starts out at a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. I mean, now where is he? Where is he? About 5th or 6th? Is this MVP, AFC, or NFL MVP?
It's the NFL MVP. So he is Allen 1, Jackson 2, May 3, Burrow 4, Herbert 5, Mahomes 6, Prescott 7, Stafford 8, Love 9, Caleb 10. So Trevor Lawrence is tied for 10th best odds with Caleb Williams.
And I'd rather go with the Jags to win the Super Bowl at 30 to 1.
Yeah.
Because if go back to the top of that list again.
Yeah. Allen's 6 to 1.
Yeah, he's Lawrence is going to start the season. Look at all the quarterbacks that he's behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that the MVP is going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Okay. If I were going to, let me see. Do I like Justin Herbert at 11 to 1? If I like the Chargers, I don't know about that. Mahomes, that's not a good price. Prescott, no. Stafford at 14 to 1.
Yeah, not...
Caleb Williams is one that I would consider, perhaps.
Yeah.
So I think the Bears are still a team on the rise.
Jalen Hurts at 35 to 1. It seems like a really good number. If you like,
that seems way too high.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
If it were 25 to 1, I'd say that would be a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, it's a great number.
Well, let me ask you, who would you, Jalen Hurts at 35 to 1 or 1? Goff with his percentage completion and, playing indoors and playing for that coach.
I feel like Hurts has more touchdown upside, because he can run.
Well, he does because of the touchdowns with the tush push and that stuff.
Yeah.
Or even without the tush push.
Yeah.
He can break a run.
Yeah. I think I'd rather bet Hurts at 35 to 1.
Yeah.
Than Goff, but that Goff number is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I remember one year I bet Jared Goff at like 150 to 1 to win MVP. It was like the first season with the Lions or something. And I was like, this has no chance of winning, but this number's outrageous, And he had a really good year, but he obviously didn't win MVP. But the number's too good to pass up, I think. Okay, let's go back to the odds here. So we cleared out the AFC South except for the Titans and I feel like we don't have to spend too much time on them
Right.
later. The Bear, you briefly mentioned the Bears at 25-1. I think you compared them to the Jaguars, and
Yeah.
they're 25-1, so not 30-1 like we got the Jaguars, but 25-1. My worry here is that they did not address their pass rush at all. So they were one of the worst teams at getting to the quarterback last year. That's still going to persist, and they fed off a lot of turnovers, and I feel like that could really regress to the mean here. So I am not really into the Bears, but I don't hate them either. What do you think?
So I like the offensive possibilities there, and I have to figure the defense will improve just by being together, another year. And the fact is, I don't know. I don't see a dominant team in that division. I think they're all good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lions are the best team, but they're not that much better.
No.
So yeah. So would you rather bet the Lions or the Bears?
Where are the Lions again?
18-1, I believe. Yeah, 18-1. Lions at 18-1 or Bears at 25-1?
Bears at 25-1.
Okay, I think I'd rather go
for one little bit of a reason, and Ben Johnson is so familiar with the Lions offense that if it came down to those two teams playing, I normally I would give an advantage to the guy who was the head coach rather than the coordinator, but this is an unusual situation.
No,
where Ben Johnson was so critical a part of the Lions' success. And, remember last year when Campbell made some decisions that hurt them down the stretch as far as the offense goes that Ben Johnson would not have made? Yeah. So I think that would be a little bit of an advantage. And, yeah, the Bears have some defensive issues, but so do the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I think the Lions are better. They have the easier schedule too. We think.
How much easier?
Fourth.
Well, I mean, who are the three different teams that they play?
Well, we know the Lions. They play they play the Titans.
The Browns, I guess.
Browns, Cardinals, and Titans are the three teams.
Yeah,
that are different. So. Instead of the Cardinals, the Bears would
play.
The
Bears play the first place team.
Yeah, the Bears play the Seahawks. Instead of the Titans, they would play the Jaguars. And instead of the Browns, they would play the
Steelers.
Yes, the Steelers, yeah. So at least it's not the Ravens. All right.
No.
So yeah. So yeah, it is a difference, but
I don't know if I'll play in two in that division, but to me it would come down to the Bears and Lions. Right now, I prefer the Bears.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see about that. All right. So the next team is the Bengals. You touched on them briefly before.
I touched on them. I think when I was comparing them with the Ravens.
Okay. I really like this bet. I'm starting to get excited about the Bengals.
Yeah.
This is the first. I can't remember an offseason where the Bengals haven't had an issue with the team. It's usually like Joe Burrow's coming off an injury, like he has some weird calf injury, or Jamar Chase or Higgins, they have contract disputes, or their defense is in shambles or something. Like there's always something wrong with the Bengals. There's nothing wrong with the Bengals right now. They added Dexter Lawrence. They added Boye Mafe. They added the player from the Chiefs, Cook, the safety. They made some other additions too. Jonathan Allen, I believe. Not that he's that great anymore, but still better than what they had last year. So and Burrow's healthy, and the receivers are happy with their contracts. So I think this team has all the potential in the world, and they have an easy schedule because they play the NFC South. I think, I said stars are aligning a little bit for the Lions. I think they are really aligning for the Bengals. I think this is finally
there's your exacta right there.
Yeah, I think that they this is the year that they could do it. So I like them a lot at 25-1. What do you think?
I like the Bengals as well, and I compare them to the Dallas Cowboys as far as meeting the needs on defense. I think the Cowboys strengthened themselves in their one glaring weakness, and I think the Bengals did the same in their one glaring weakness. The offense for both teams, I have no problems with, no issues with.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the teams I'll be betting this week. So 25-1.
Bengals.
I like
Yeah.
Bengals and Chargers for sure.
Yeah.
And you said Cowboy. You already bet the Cowboys at 35-1. The best
Yeah.
odds are 25-1 now. So let me ask you this: as someone who bet the 35-1, would you bet 25-1 if you hadn't bet 35-1?
I probably would.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I think Philadelphia is still on a decline, but there's still, I think I like this Dallas roster.
They added Rashawn Gary, Quentin Williams from last year, a couple other guys here and there, Caleb Downs, in the draft. It's a good team. It's a good team. I'm not a fan of Schottenheimer, but we've seen bad coaches win the Super Bowl before.
Yeah.
So
well, he wasn't terrible. I mean, he did okay with the offense, which was their strength, and he didn't coach the defense, which was their weakness.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of him, but I don't think he's going to preclude them from winning.
If you want to make the statement, I don't think he's a negative, but I don't think he's a positive, and he's neutral. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, just
although I do think he's more of a positive because of what he's been able to do with the offense, and it's really hard to say that he had anything to do with defense. Now, if he was a defensive head coach, I'd be a little bit negative about that. But then again, it was his first year.
Yeah, kind of like the opposite of Billick. Remember, he was the offensive guru. He goes Brian Billick.
Oh, Billick, yeah.
Yeah, he was the offensive guru. He goes to Baltimore, and the defense is the reason they win the Super Bowl.
No, they made that point forever. That's an outstanding coach, Brian Billick, because he knows offense, which was a weakness of the Ravens, and he took over a team with an outstanding defense, and he said, "I'm not touching it.
Yeah,
there's nothing. I can't improve it."
Yeah, but he never improved the offense though. In all those years he was there.
Oh, the offense was always very good.
In Baltimore?
Yeah, with Joe Flacco, yeah.
No, he wasn't there for Flacco.
Well, Flacco was there for part of the time, but who did he have there? Trent Dilfer.
He had Trent Dilfer.
Won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. That's enough to qualify him as doing something good with an offense.
Well, I mean, that team didn't score a touchdown for 4 consecutive weeks. They
also blow leads. I mean, that was under Harbaugh a lot. Yeah. No, but the point is that he did not mess with a defense. That was by far the strength of that team. He won despite the offense.
Yeah, but my point is that he never improved the offense.
He wasn't given the players.
Well, he signed Elvis Gerback to a big contract.
I don't know if he signed him.
He won
Ozzie.
Gerback. Yeah,
Ozzie. Yeah.
He won Gerback, and then he
is he a Hall of Fame coach? No. Is he a good coach? Yes. Or was he? A good coach? Yeah.
He made the decision.
But that's got nothing to do with now anyway.
Yeah, he made the decision to draft Kyle Bowler, who's a bust.
Yeah.
He had his chances, I think, and he never got the quarterback. He I mean,
okay,
so he never got the quarterback, but
didn't need it
part of the problem
for the most part.
Well, I mean, he needed it at the end. He got fired after 2007. Yeah. So
every coach gets fired usually.
Yeah, but
they can't sustain it. They usually can't sustain success. I mean, that's what makes what Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh did so outstanding, especially in this era.
By the way, Kenny, who was on the show last night, he joked. He's like, he's like, I think the Patriots will be okay. Tomlin will be coaching them because he expects Vrabel to be.
Well, that's next year, yeah. Oh, you mean maybe mid-season?
Mid-season,
I don't think they'd have an assistant coach take over.
He was joking, but still, yeah. Actually, well, let me ask you this: if they fire Vrabel like tomorrow with this new boat stuff, do you think
who's the offensive coordinator?
It's still McDaniels. So I wonder
that's who would take over.
Okay, fair enough. You don't think they go after Tomlin right now?
Not in mid-season.
Well, no, not like right now. Like if it happened tomorrow.
Tomlin, I think, is looking forward to taking over for Tony Dungy at NBC.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I think he had made it clear several times he was looking to sit out a year. Now, this could change because he'd be taking over a team that was much like when he came into Pittsburgh and had a raw Ben Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
He's now got a not quite as raw Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he is a defensive coach, of course, Tomlin.
Yeah.
But, Tomlin, I think, knows if he wants to get back into coaching, there'll be 8 or 10 jobs open after this coming season.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants to get away from it for a year just to sort of like recharge his batteries. And by the way, also by being a commentator, he'll get to see all the other teams. He'll learn something for wherever his next job is more than he would if he has to, game plan on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I mean, some advantages to sitting out a year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Anyway, next team is the Cowboys. You liked. I'm not as high on them. I do think that they're a good team, and if they won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know if they were 35-1, that would be more interesting, which is the number you bet them.
Well, see, that's the difficult thing is that I don't know what's because I wasn't looking at them. The only team that I was looking at after the end of the regular season, much like the year when I bet Tampa Bay at I think also 35-1. They were coming off a great defensive season, and I bet them before Brady signed with them.
Yeah, me too.
I was betting it on the great defense that they had at over the second half of the previous season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet the team too, but I bet them after Brady signed.
Yeah, I bet the Cowboys, knowing what the offense was going to be, having Pickens for a full off season and all that, and knowing that because they traded Parsons, and if Jerry had to admit it, honestly, he'd probably say it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the point is they did get some draft capital, and I bet it before the draft with the expectation that they would use more of their top draft choices on defense than offense. Because again, you could always strengthen the offensive line. Okay,
oh, yeah.
It's hard to say you waste a pick on an offensive lineman, especially if you believe, and I think Dallas has believed it, and you go back to the previous years, when they even under McCarthy, when they were winning 10, 11 games and just couldn't do anything in the playoffs. So if you believe you're a contender, you can always afford to draft offensive linemen just if only for reason for depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Cowboys did what I thought they would. So I still like them at 25-1 because right now my opinion after the draft, well, maybe it's changed a little bit more on the Giants as far as liking the Giants, possibly because I do think that they've improved enough to perhaps contend for a playoff spot this year, but we'll talk about them in a little bit. I don't know if the Eagles improved themselves all much, and they're a year older, and Washington is still in unknown. And remember, they what were they the year before they made the playoffs 2 years ago? Were they a 4-win team? Let me see if I have that here.
They had the number 2 pick, so they were definitely one of the worst.
They were 4-13 in 2023. Okay, and then they went to 12-5 in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. So I don't know that I thought that there would be a significant movement, in my opinion, on Washington, regardless of what they did in the draft, although I do like their number 1 pick very much. That was Styles, right?
Yeah, Sonny Styles. Yeah.
I liked him. I thought he was the best defensive player in the draft, but we'll see.
I agree.
Yeah. So when I looked at that division, I liked what the Giants did. I liked that they were not put in a position of what to do about Love because he was already gone. Washington, again, it's an unknown because it all depends upon the quarterback. Dallas, I mentioned that I liked. At Philadelphia, I just think is a team that is coming back to the pack a little bit in the NFC East. So that's my justification for playing the Cowboys because I do like the roster.
We'll get Washington's interesting, so we'll get to them and the Giants in a bit. The next team you mentioned betting the Buccaneers, was it 6 years ago now? The Buccaneers are 50-1. Baker Mayfield ended the year poorly, but he was banged up, but they don't have Mike Evans now, so no interest from me here at all. Do you like Tampa at all?
They still have that championship type pedigree.
Mhm.
And Mayfield has been, his renewal of his career. I don't have an opinion. I'd like to find a reason to play them in that, because that's a very, well, they were what? They were all below 500. What were they? 8 and 9. I think what
Yeah.
the Saints were, what, 6 and 11.
Yep. Mhm.
Played well at the end of the year, because I do like the Saints.
Yes.
Okay, and this could be. I'm not thrilled about the Falcons. All these teams, the teams that I really don't like all that much is Minnesota, because who knows what's going to happen with McCarthy.
Yeah.
And if it's not McCarthy, who's going to know what's going to happen
yeah.
with Murray?
Yeah.
I mean, the defense is nice, but you're going to have to score points in this division.
Yeah, I unfortunately took out a bet on the Vikings to win the Super Bowl.
For this year, coming year?
Yeah, but for a couple of months ago, because they reached out to the Bengals and tried to trade for Joe Burrow. So my thinking was that who knows, maybe they'll reach out to someone, they'll strike a deal, and suddenly they're going to look great if they get a quarterback. I thought like maybe Jerry Jones is fed up with Prescott or something.
Maybe they'll get Aaron Rodgers. Follow Brett Favre to Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that's a good thing or not at this point. But it could. I mean, better than Murray, maybe.
I was going to say better than Murray and perhaps McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, definitely McCarthy.
This is the make or break year for McCarthy. In fact, he probably has just September to solidify his position.
You think he's starting over Murray?
Starter. If he is, indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a competition.
Yeah. I think Murray will be the starter. But yeah, look, if McCarthy looks great in training camp, then you can take back the job. So it's not set in stone there. Viking, no interest right now in the Vikings. In fact, I'm going to see if I can cash out that bet. I don't want anything.
How do you cash it out?
Some sports books will let you cash out the bet. Sometimes if
what would they pay off, like 60%?
Depends. No. So they're pretty fair. Sometimes they'll let you cash out in full. Sometimes they'll be like 80% or something. So if I put down 100, they'll be like cash out for $80 or $85, 75.
I would honestly be surprised.
I'm gonna see if I can do it. Actually,
what do they do it with blackjack? Surrender, half your bet, right?
I have no idea.
I believe it's half your bet.
I've never played blackjack in my life. Do you believe me?
I would understand if. Let me put it to you this way: what do they allow you to cash out if you have like one half of a 2-team parlay in, or even if your game is in the third quarter and you're covering the spread by 6 points, and they offer you a payout?
Say it again. If you're up by,
in other words, let's say let's use $100 bet, and you play a 2-team parlay that pays $260 plus your 100, and you hit the first leg.
Yeah.
Now you need the second leg, and you can buy out. What will they offer you to pay you? In other words, right now, your bet would be worth, if you cash it out at no penalty, or you got paid off on just the win part, it'd be like 190 or something, 100 plus the 90 on the first half of the leg at 11-10. So maybe they would pay, I would say maybe they would pay you 150. There was a $50 profit on your 100. Take away 40 of your profit. What's that?
That sounds about right.
But see, that's
they do not let me. Okay. So the good news and bad news. The bad news is I can't cash out my Vikings bet. The good news is that I didn't bet any money on it. It was a bonus bet, $50. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably why you can't cash it out.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I
can cash out my Spurs 70-1 bet right now.
Okay. How much did you bet?
$70 at 70-1.
Okay. And what are they offering now? I think they lost tonight, or they're about to.
No,
I'm sorry. I think they won tonight.
Yeah, they destroyed Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, I know they were up by a huge number.
They are offering me $804.
At 70-1?
So it pays out $4,900 if I win.
I'm sorry, say that again now. They pay how much?
If I win the bet, it pays out $4,900. $70 to 70-1.
That's 4,900.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said 2,900.
Yes, 4,900. Yeah.
Okay, 4,900. And what did they offer you now?
$804. I'd rather just hedge it. You know.
Yeah, you could probably do better by hedging it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hedge with Minnesota. Hedge
Well,
with
the only problem is they would likely have to get by OKC, and then whoever wins the East, which I think will be the Knicks.
Well, my plan is if they, assuming they get by Minnesota, I think they will. I'll have 4,900 in equity, and so I could take out a bet on OKC to win.
I'm sorry, say that. But what about the equity you're saying?
I'll have 4,900 in equity, so I can take out a bet on OKC to win the title, or win the series maybe. So I could do that. But then I'll have to.
Well, to win the series, because that eliminates, your conference and your. Well, you don't have a conference bet, but it eliminates your chances. That's your first chance to hedge and collect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So I might do that, but we'll see. I don't know how much.
You might have done. You might have been able to do a little bit of a hedge after Minnesota won the first game.
Well, you could do a better hedge now, right? 'Cause Minnesota's odds are longer now.
Yeah, they should be now, a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't know what the series price is, but yeah,
I haven't seen that. I know here they'll post it in the morning.
I think they might have it on Kalshi. They're usually pretty. They don't shut down any bets because they don't care. It's not a sports book. Series. Series. Minnesota is plus 295 to win the series.
Oh, okay.
So I can hold on. It's not letting me do it. I don't know why.
Maybe they shut it down for the night.
They usually don't shut stuff down. I don't know.
The Vegas Knights lost. Oh.
You don't like the Knights?
No, I just don't think they're that good of a team this year.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for them. I did not bet them tonight, but I didn't bet against them either. But I'm not surprised that they lost.
I have a bet on the Flyers to win the Stanley Cup, but that's not looking good.
Okay, let me see. Right now, I am showing the Spurs, and I think they just reposted it here. Line history, money, series price. They reposted it at 9:36 Pacific, which was about 6 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
At the Westgate. Spurs minus 320, Timberwolves plus 265. Plus 250 at Circa, plus 250 at South Point. And those are I haven't seen them at DraftKings or
I got plus 245 on the Timberwolves. So you said plus 265?
At Westgate.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing the 245?
At DraftKings.
Okay, yeah, for some reason it's not showing up. It just hold on a second here. It hasn't shown up on my screen yet there.
Okay.
Although let me just check here because sometimes
FanDuel has plus 250, so it's a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
I could try to get my money back here. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't want to waste too much of the equity here. That'll be next round. Okay, see you. That's the big one. I mean, I think they're the two best teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
So and San Antonio had their number in the regular season. I think they won this 4-1 series.
Let me see. I'm gonna take a look right now.
So no, I believe they beat them in the Emirates Cup, and then I think they played them 4 other times, and I think they went 3-1 against them the other 4 times.
I will check right now.
Okay.
Spurs. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. The Spurs won 4 out of the 5.
Yep, 4-1. Yep.
They covered 4 out of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
OKC's lone win was the second to last meeting of the season on January 13th, and they won by 21.
Yeah.
However, and that was at OKC. Mm-hmm. OKC won at home.
Yeah.
Spurs on December 13th, which might have been the Emirates one, OKC, let's see. San Antonio won by 2. The other wins by San Antonio were by 20, by 15, and by 10.
Yeah, they had their number in the regular season. I don't know if that's going to carry over, but I think Wembanyama just gave him a lot of problems. With Holmgren and stuff. Like feels like Wembanyama is just Holmgren is a freak athlete. Just the way he's so big. And
wonder how much time he may have missed. Around.
Yeah, well, I mean he's a freak athlete,
because they've not met since I think early February.
Yeah, but like Wembanyama is just like a much better version of that. And so the Thunder don't have that advantage like they do against other teams. So
let me see here. Tonight, the score was 133-95.
Mm-hmm.
So that was over Minnesota.
Yeah.
Let me see where OKC plays tomorrow. Let me just see what Holmgren's did this year.
Yeah,
he played 69 games, so he missed 13.
Okay.
Missed a few more than 13, I guess, because of the regular season. Let me see. I think these include playoff games. No, they don't. 69 games played, so he basically played the whole season. So it's not like OKC was all that shorthanded. Although
Shea was out for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Let me see. Holmgren here.
I don't know.
NBA. OKC Thunder. Let me get player stats. Holmgren. He was out. Well, he only missed 13 games, so it's not all that much. Let me see what he.
Well, while you look that up, Dom says as long as Burrow stays healthy, they'll be dangerous. Yeah, and like I said, he's had injury issues sometimes. Heading into that, was it 2 years ago? Heading into the season, he had the calf injury that just wouldn't go away. Maybe that's 3 years ago. But anyway, I mean, and then he didn't finish, or like he missed a chunk of 2 seasons. So yeah, this. Like I said, this is like the first off season where the Bengals don't have any problems heading into the year.
Yeah.
So did you find what you're looking for?
No, I couldn't find it. It wouldn't have been all that significant though.
Okay.
For how much he missed. But considering that San Antonio had such regular season success and the first 2 games of a San Antonio OKC series would be at OKC. Mm-hmm. You might want to wait until that series, assuming they get by Minnesota, which they should.
Yeah.
Considering San Antonio has had that success this year.
Yeah, I was thinking just maybe try to get my money back if Minnesota wins the series. So a very small bet.
Or maybe make a profit. Maybe make a small profit.
Yeah, about $30 or $35, $40, something like that. So, yeah, because I want to use most of my equity on that OKC series. But anyway, all right, let's get to some of these other teams here. We talked about the Vikings, Giants, and Redskins here. The Giants are 70-1, Redskins are 65-1. Both are intriguing.
Oh, this is a chart that you put together. That's why it's Redskins.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Andy, I made this chart. Are you impressed?
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's very nice, but now I realize that it was not something that you found somewhere.
No, I made this myself.
Yeah.
Well, with the help of ChatGPT, but they drew. I told them what to draw, so I don't know, like the architects, sort of.
What did you say? A table with the names of each NFL team and stuff like that.
What did I say exactly?
Columns and.
So I
gave them the headings for the columns.
Yeah, I asked. I had the data, so I copy pasted the data in there, and then I said, "Can you make a pretty chart for this data set? Please add a plus sign before each number, because on Excel they don't allow you to put the plus sign. Also highlight the best number.
Well, don't they allow you to put a plus sign in if you put it in as a text cell rather than a value cell?
Yeah, I'd rather have the value. Anyway, also I said also highlight the highest number for each team. If you add the team logos next to the team name, that would be a nice touch. and that was it.
And if two or more numbers are the highest, the same, highlight them both.
Yes, yeah. So there you go.
All right, Giants and Washington. As a fan, I might just put like $20 on the Giants.
They're both interesting, I think. Yeah, on one hand, you have the Giants who.
I like the upgrade in coach, and I like the fact that when the Giants. Trying to remember when they had experienced coaches take over. That's when they won Super Bowls.
Coughlin.
Yeah. I think, or they made it to the Super Bowl. Was Jim Fossil the coach when they lost to the Ravens?
Yes, Fossil's the coach. Great coaching staff he had there, by the way. His offensive coordinator was Sean Payton. His defensive coordinator was John Fox.
One goes to Carolina, has success, and the other goes to New Orleans and has success.
Yeah, amazing coaching staff. So, anyway, so
Payton wasn't he with Parcells in Dallas?
Yeah, he went to Dallas and then he became coach of the Saints.
Yeah.
Yep. So Giants are really interesting to me. Jackson Dart with experience, new head coach. Neighbors coming back from injury. We don't know if he's gonna be 100%, but anyway, Cam Scatterbo coming back. They signed DJ Reader today or yesterday, and that was a nice move to replace Lawrence. They have a good pass rush, and they got we don't know what they're going to get out of Reese, but we'll see. So 70-1's interesting on the Giants for sure. But the Redskins, we know that they can be really good.
The Giants bet is kind of like your bet on the Spurs.
Yeah,
well, the Spurs have a better chance. Well, now we know. We don't know. We don't know. We knew at the start of the season when they're 70-1. But if you take a look, it's almost the same number of teams.
Yeah.
And 71 is 70-1. So I guess the percentage chance of the Giants winning is pretty close to what must have been the Spurs' chance. Although I guess the Spurs probably their chances of winning were lower than it should be because they played, right there with OKC.
I'd like to make the case that the Washington pick, I think, is more like the Spurs pick because I bet the Spurs is 70-1, thinking that Wembanyama could make a huge leap and be the best player in the NBA and could win the championship. I think Jaden Daniels could make a big leap if he stays healthy. It's a big qualifier. If he stays healthy, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he could lead his team to the Super Bowl. We saw this in his rookie year. He went to the NFC Championship. They got blown out, but still, they with more experience now, offensive line that they improved last year. They didn't benefit from it because he got hurt. And then, as you said, Dan Quinn got Styles to improve the middle of the defense. They added some other players defensively. I think they'll definitely be better defensively this year. So if Daniels could stay healthy, I think this team could be as good as anyone. And a year ago, this team was 19-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Why couldn't the same thing be said of Jackson Dart? One less year experience, but what he showed last year.
Jackson Dart had some good moments last year, but he did not do what Daniels did his rookie year. Daniels led the team
but Dart's not coming back from the injury that Daniels is.
Yeah, I mean he's got tested for like 1 million concussions, so that's worrying.
Well, that was something that will have been addressed certainly with some of the moves that they've made.
Yeah,
I don't see that much difference between the Giants and the Redskins.
Okay.
I mean, they're both close. In other words, I could see you liking one. I could see you liking both, but liking one better.
Yeah, and as I was saying, the Redskins are 19-1 last year. They're 65-1 now. That it's a huge bargain there. I think.
Where were the Giants last year?
Probably 100-1. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know
Washington was coming off, the NFC Championship game, and Jaden Daniels was healthy starting the season.
Yeah, and I mean he's healthy now. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
How fully recovered is he?
I mean, I didn't hear any concerns about him at all.
All right. Well, we got to get moving a little bit here, but I think we're not even maybe halfway through.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's not much to say about some of these horrible teams here. So yeah, this is the bottom of the list here.
I mean, a play on the Giants for me, and maybe I don't know if the same for Washington or you, like a recreational play.
Yeah, I'm going to be betting Washington at 65-1. I think
Yeah.
that number is great. Speaking of crazy numbers, Atlanta. So Atlanta's like 80-1 here, 60, 75-1. They're 120-1 at DraftKings. Out of this is so weird that it's priced that way. I don't know. Might as well do all the NFC South teams.
Now, who's the quarterback this year for Atlanta? Starting quarterback?
Well, it's going to start as Penix, but they signed Tua, so it could be one of the two.
That's got to be the only reason why they're priced that high.
Yeah,
they're a much better team, minus the quarterback.
And the defensive line, I don't like. The right tackle retired. It just feels like there's a lot wrong with this team. I don't have any interest here.
Team interest, I think both of us, Saints.
Saints, yeah. So both the Panthers and Saints are 100-1 on BetMGM.
I can make them both.
Yeah. So why do you like the Saints? And I agree. I'm just asking you, why do you like the Saints more?
I like the young roster that they have, the development that they showed and shook, especially over the latter part of the season when he became the starter, and some of the additions that they made through the draft as well.
Yeah, their defense was solid. Not amazing, but it was solid. I like their offensive line a lot. They added. I'm not a big ATN guy, but they added him, or Achan if you want to call him that. I like Jordan Tyson. He's the profile's the number one receiver.
That's a real good addition.
Yeah, if Olave goes down with the concussion, Tyson could step in.
And at least they have depth at the position.
Yeah, and I like Kellen Moore. I thought he did a good job last year with barely anything. He
did exactly the kind of job you like to see out of a first-year coach, where he's learning for the first 7 or 8 games, and then they're showing steady improvement. I remember one of the reasons I like Joe Gibbs, I think, was in his first year. He had a terrible record, but the team got better as the season went on. And I think it was the following year, if not the year after, but I think it was the following year, they ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So are you going to be betting the Saints here if you can get 100-1?
Yes.
I'm putting a little on.
Although I might split it a little bit with the Panthers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I do like the Panthers. I'd say I like the Saints better, so it might be 60-40.
Okay. Worth noting that the Saints swept the Panthers last year, so they had the number, I guess. I do like Kellen Moore a lot, and so I will. It won't be a unit, but I will put a little on the Saints. Okay, so glad we're in agreement there. We skipped over the Steelers; they're kind of mixed in there.
Yeah.
They're 80-1. I assume Rodgers will be back, but we don't quite know. Would you any interest there? 80-1?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I feel like
no. I mean, you got 2 longtime coaches. Almost 20 years for both of them, leaving their teams, and you just don't know what to expect out of the new coach. Well, a little bit with Pittsburgh, I guess, and how much McCarthy can, especially if Rodgers is there. My first look at it is, was it Tomlin just getting the most out of his players to always have a winning season, or maybe are the players better than we thought, especially when you put them together as a group? Or is there a different explanation?
My thought is, I mean, he's had such bad quarterbacking the past 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And yet they've never had a losing record. I think that's what I'm saying. That's remarkable, I think.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that his coaching, as far as that goes, or is it that the players, and you can talk about the quarterback, are maybe better than we were given credit for, but it took a guy like Tomlin to get the best out of him?
I think at the very least we're going to see decline in the defense. I mean, he's a defensive coach.
I think they started to show that last year.
They did, yeah, but they didn't have much going on defense except for Watt.
Yeah.
So no interest here at all. You said you would bet a little bit for fun on the Raiders at 150-1.
Just for fun, yeah.
Just for fun, yeah. It's your
kind of like with the
hometown
Giants.
Hometown team right now, yeah. They'll be better, but it's still going to be rough, I think. Titans 175-1. No interest there, right?
No.
Nothing. Arizona, the longest odds, 400-1 on DraftKings. a lot of these sports books I don't want to do anything worse than 250. DraftKings is like, we don't care. Give us some action here. 400 to 1 on the Cardinals.
Well, they know that people are going to bet it just because it's 400 to 1, regardless of their chances.
Yeah. I'll say this about Arizona. They have some good offensive weapons. They'll
Who's
be able
the quarterback now? Brissett?
Brissett, who we assume, unless he's holding out, then it could be Carson Beck, which could ruin everything for all those fantasy players.
It might as well be Johnny Carson.
I know.
He's been gone 20 years.
Yeah, you're right. So even they have good weapons, as I said, offensively.
Although Carson Beck, I think he gets a bit of a bad rep. I don't think he's as terrible as everybody seems to suggest.
No, but Brissett was so good for McBride and Michael Wilson.
Well, let's see how Beck does with those guys.
Who knows? What if he's a big surprise and does well?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But the problem is their defense is so bad. And
they play an impossible division.
The toughest division. Yeah, they're the worst team in the toughest division. So nothing there for me.
I think that was the first time that 3 teams in a 4-team division won at least 10 games.
Yeah, poor Arizona.
Certainly the first time they won 12 games, because that's what they each won. Yeah.
Poor Arizona.
No, I can't find anything to recommend them even at 400 to 1.
If they were in the NFC South, would you bet them at 400 to 1?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. Me neither. Okay.
You know what I would do? I would put 2 $5 tickets on them.
Yeah.
1 to cash and 1 to frame. It would be worth what? $5 would be what? 400, 200,000. It'd be worth 200,000 to show. I'd maybe frame both tickets and cash 1.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Or maybe probably when I think of it, I probably cash both and take a picture of both before I cash them. Put them both in the frame.
Yeah. Why not?
Or have my assistant do it by that time.
Yeah. The opposite of the Cardinals, the Browns, who have no offense and all defense. They're 250 to 1. They're also in a tough division, not as tough as the NFC West, but they're the Ravens and Bengals to deal with. So
they're clearly the 4th best team in the division.
Well, Steelers. I mean, who knows how bad the Steelers could be this year? But yeah, they will probably be the.
I still think that McCarthy can, even without Rodgers, could get more wins than. That's just a very dysfunctional franchise. I don't know that Stefanski deserved to be. What Stefanski was he there 6 years? Got up to the playoffs twice.
Yeah, that's
like twice. That's like twice as many as they had the previous since the franchise came into existence. The new franchise.
Yeah. He didn't deserve to get fired. I agree.
No.
Dolphins, who are rebuilding, they're 300 to 1. Same deal. DraftKings like, oh, please take our action here. And your New York Jets bring up the rear. According to this is ranked based on this is sort of based on.
What are those plus numbers on the right hand side?
These 1992-45.
Yeah,
that's Kalshi.
Oh, Kalshi. Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Kalshi's not giving you anything better than 100 to 1. So yeah, Jets. Are you gonna? I mean, you're betting a little bit on the Raiders for fun. Are you betting a little on the Jets for fun?
No.
They're that bad. You could bet them to win the number 1 pick, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that I think is the bet that I think Circa and a few other places, the team with the fewest wins.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do that in a later episode. But
and I wonder how that would be as far as winning the number 1 draft pick and trading it. How that would be graded.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously they would
have to read the wording. You'd have to be the wording on that.
Yeah, who wouldn't draft a quarterback at 1 of all the bottom contenders? I feel like all of them would, except maybe.
Well, maybe there's someone who comes up, an outstanding wide receiver or something who is just like a can't miss guy.
Jeremiah Smith, yeah.
That they would trade the number 1 pick, or let's say it's a team that, let's say it's like the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they go 2-15.
Yeah.
And they got no chance of improving themselves to a point where they could be contenders for like at least 2 years. And they got the number 1 pick. And another team has a first-round pick at 10 and a first-round pick at 14. And they want to move up, let's say, to get Arch Manning. And so Arizona trades that pick for the number 10 and 14 in the first round.
I think a better example is the Raiders because they have Mendoza. But I mean, the Cardinals, I think, would just take Manning. No,
but I'm okay. All right, let's say
let's do the Raiders.
Okay, yeah, they just drafted their franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah, but then again, how good did the franchise quarterback do if they end up with the number 1 draft pick again?
Well, what if he gets hurt and misses the whole season?
Yeah. Well, I'm still saying let's go with. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Okay. But I feel like Arizona would just stay at 1 and take Manning. Like they're not going to pass on Manning for back.
Let's try to find someone.
Look at maybe Titans because they've Cam Ward.
I was thinking about that they might not. Let's say Ward has a really good season, but they still go 3 and 14, and that's good enough for number 1 pick. And Cam Ward has 32 touchdown passes and 11 interceptions or something.
Yeah,
they defense.
They could option
better, but
they could sell for King's ransom basically for Arch Manning. The Jets would be dying to trade up for him. Arizona.
Well, that's all assuming Arch Manning is going to be the player we think he's going to be.
Yeah,
he wasn't last year. He showed improvement.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I just be concerned. Forget about who it would be. Let's say that the team with the number 1 draft choice trades it away, and you bet will the Jets. Let's say the Jets. Let's say you said the Jets will have the number 1 draft choice, and they trade it away.
Yeah.
Well, how do they grade it now? As far as if you bet on certain teams taking and you base it on or that a player goes to a certain team.
Well, that goes with one of your rules for the Super Bowl, right? Is to read the fine print. I think that they would have to explain.
Yeah, I don't make the bet, so I don't know what the rules are on the draft. I don't bet the draft.
They would have to explain it, otherwise they can get in trouble. So, So,
well, that's why I think the bet whether we were talking about which team will have the fewest number of wins. That doesn't mean they will exercise the number 1 draft choice,
right?
But it does mean that they will have the fewest number of wins. That's the way it should be phrased.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Because that way when the season ends, for certainty. Well, you'll know for certainty who has the worst record, and who has the number 1 draft choice.
Yeah.
But you don't know that number 1 draft choice will be exercised by the team that earned it.
Yeah.
That tanked best.
That's true.
Oh, and you will also know. I would imagine. Well, see, I don't know what the rules are if the teams are tied for the worst record. Like, let's say the Jets and Dolphins in this case.
It's usually
both
dead
go
heat.
3 and 14.
It's usually dead heat rule. It's usually dead heat rules.
Yeah. With that, well, I guess it would depend on how they phrase it, but yeah, I would say that maybe it could be a dead heat, or they could say it'll be based upon tiebreakers used for determining the order of the draft based upon the finish of the teams. Even if those draft choices have been traded away. In other words, let's say that the Jets, by virtue of the tiebreaker rules for determining their draft choice, are tied with the Dolphins at 3 wins for the fewest, and the Jets, because of where they would rank in draft choices, would be number 1, and the Dolphins would be number 2. The Jets would get the win for the fewest wins because when it went to tiebreakers, the Jets came out worse.
Yeah, usually they would say if there's a dead heat or something, or if they go with tiebreakers.
Oh, no, I'm sure there are rules on that.
Yeah.
If they phrase it, because that's another one I don't play. Who will have the fewest wins? Heck, I'm just happy to try and pick a winner next week.
I played that last year. I played Giants to have the fewest wins. I also played Browns to have the fewest wins, and the Giants were in contention until they beat the Raiders late, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that was dead heat rule. I remember seeing dead heat rules on that one.
Meaning what? You'd split that? You get half the amount?
Yeah, or if it's 3 teams, it'd be a third of the amount.
Third of the amount,
yeah. So that's
and if it's a fourth of the amount, this league really stinks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there were a bunch of teams that had 3 wins last year.
Yeah.
So, there was dead heat for that. That's why I don't really like playing. This is kind of like first round leader for golf, which we've done well with that this year. Like we had Cam Young last week, but there was one week where we won with Rory first round leader, but it was like 5-way dead heat or something, and like I barely made anything. So that was disappointing.
But you ended up with more than you started.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little more. I guess
it's a win.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah. By the way, we had I've called 3 in a row for PGA. I had Rory for Masters. I had Fitzpatrick and RBC, and then I had Cam Young last week. So
nice.
hopefully 4 in a row. That's what I'm going for. Heading to
who you got this week?
So I bet a bunch of guys to win.
Where's this one at? Was this one's in Charlotte?
Yeah, it's in Charlotte at Quail Hollow.
Right, next week's the PGA.
Yeah, and right in my backyard in Newtown. Yeah. Newtown. This is where my wife works.
You ought to go where she works.
Yeah, she
at
works
the golf course or in the town.
She works at the Newtown Athletic Club, which is like right next to it. So,
you ought to go watch a round.
Yeah, I guess.
It's fun watching a golf tournament live.
Is it? I've never seen one live before.
You realize just how good these guys are.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I couldn't even walk the course. Like these guys are amazing.
Bring your scooter.
Yeah.
Bring your boogie board.
Yeah, I made a few bets. So they had a without market. So this is a really tough dilemma. So they had a without market. So without Rory, Cam Young, Schauffele, and Matt Fitzpatrick. And the reason I played this without market is
now this is what? This is for Charlotte?
Yeah.
And which one did you say you played?
I played the without market, which is without McIlroy, Young, Schauffele, and Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Because I don't like to play the top golfers the week.
So in other words, whoever finishes best, beating ahead of any other, ignoring the other those four.
Yes. So. Yeah. I have Ludwig. It was one of those. So if he finishes
Oberg, yeah,
Oberg, yeah. If he finishes 5th behind all those guys, it still win.
You're a winner.
Know? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I don't like to bet top golfers, but the week before a major, it feels like they fine tune their game. The problem is like those top 4 golfers are the top 4 in my model. And the top 3, not Fitzpatrick, the top 3 are like they're blowing everyone away. And Cam Young is so hot right now. It's so hard to go against him.
Very well.
Yeah, he's amazing. So I didn't want to go that route. So in the without market, I bet Minwoo Lee, Ludwig Oberg, Adam Scott, Kurt Kitayama, and Nikolai Højgaard.
How's Siwoo Kim? He's been playing well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's 15th in my model. It's because he can't putt. He's just a terrible putter.
Because he's been finishing. Doesn't he have a number of top 10 finishes this year?
Yeah, he has a lot of top 10 finishes, but he's so bad on the greens.
No.
And I read something which kind of explains it. He said that on during the weekend he takes Tylenol PM and Red Bull together.
Oh,
and I don't know. He said it helps him, but I'm not sure if it does. It's like he's like not putting well. He's tweaked out on Tylenol PM and Red Bull.
Well, the Red Bull must be taking effect here. Siwoo Kim went 35 feet past the hole on that last putt.
He's eight putted the hole.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to bet this guy. So if he could putt well, I would be betting him every week. But I just don't like to bet golfers who suck at putting.
Look, that's half the game.
Yeah,
Scoring
really
wise.
Yeah. This course is more about driving distance and approach, especially approach from 175. It's a long course. The Newtown course is really short from what I was reading. It's like 7,000 yards or something.
Let me see what it is.
Which is like compared to last week, the Trump Doral was 7,800, and this one's 7,500. But Newtown Square is I believe it's like 7,000 or so. There's only 2 par 5s on the course, and all the par 4s are there. Except for one of the par 4s, all of them are like 400 yards. So
the PGA had Aronimink.
Yeah. Yep.
Golf Club. Par 70, 65, 77.
Oh, 65. Wow, that's even shorter than I thought.
That's short, yeah.
That's laughable with the way the guys.
They have a par 3 that's 143 yards.
it's nothing.
A 204 par 3.
Yeah.
185.
Yeah.
Let's see, and a 172.
I think they only have one long par 3, maybe.
They
I think.
What they have, like 200, I think I said 204 or something.
Yeah.
Let me see what the par fives are. I think there's only
Yeah,
two of them on the course.
There's only two par fives.
522 and 520.
Yeah, that's nothing. Like the Trump route is 625-yard par five.
Oh, I remember that hole. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It took me 11 to get there. I remember when I played it 40 years ago.
Oh, you played it? Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think 3 shots went in the water, but still took a while to get there.
There's a lot of water on that course. There's a lot of water.
Let's see. Par fours, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 par fours under 400 yards.
Yeah, that's the way these guys hit the ball.
That's a drive and a pitching wedge.
Cam Young hit 385 yards on a hole last week.
Yeah.
If he does that, he's on the green.
Or over it.
Yeah, seriously.
Probably take a 3-wood out or something.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Depending upon the course layout.
Yeah, so it's so short. I just wonder how it's going to play. Could be birdie fest almost. Anyway, yeah, so it's much different than these two courses. So it's going to be fun to handicap.
The course this week at
Quail Hollow, 7,500, I believe.
Quail Hollow. Let me see here. Where am I?
Yeah.
Quail Hollow or yeah, okay. I was looking at the other tournament.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach. Quail Hollow. That course is 75.83.
Yeah. So little shorter.
I think that's got 2 par sevens.
And
let's see. They got a 546, a 530, a 592, a 577, and a 529. A couple of those are par fours.
Yeah, there's not as much water on this one. There are a lot more greenside bunkers though. So yeah, approach matters much more this week. The driving distance does too.
Well, I wish you good luck on those.
Thank you. Oh, Sepulon Straka was the other one I bet too. He
won it last year, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, the Truist, because they moved the Truist because Quail Hollow hosted the PGA Championship.
Oh, okay.
So that they had a different course, but he won here at the Cricket Club. But yeah, he's improved his power off the tee this year. It's been pretty remarkable because he's always been a golfer who's like really good on approach and and around the green. But he's driving the ball farther this year. So that interests me on this course. And I think he finished 4th last week too. So it seems like he's kind of getting into gear. So I like him as well.
All right, I'll follow him as well.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to bet any this week. I just don't have the time to go over it. But
yeah,
at least you give me someone to root for you.
Yeah. All right. We have Brian saying 49ers Bills. It could definitely be. You might bet that exactly. Get a great number on that. So bet it both ways. All right. Anything else, Sandy, before we head out?
No, I think we covered everybody as far as our thoughts at this time about the Super Bowl odds. Like I say, I think the next time that we should have a discussion would probably be the week after the schedule comes out. Although if it comes out next Wednesday, we could have some preliminary thoughts, but a little bit more substance. The following week.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I hope we can break down the schedule next week. That'd be a lot of fun. I hope we can break down the schedule next week.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm not. I'd say it's probably 60-40. It's not available next Wednesday, but that could change anytime.
Yeah,
I think the NFL has tentatively said. I think. So last I remember. Well, let me see what it says here.
Okay.
If I could find out.
Okay.
NFL 2026 schedule.
Like I said, I Googled it today and it said next Wednesday or next Thursday, but I don't know if they factored that into it. So
let me see here. The key dates, kickoff game, they got that. The full 17 is to be finalized in May. Let's see, April 22nd.
By the way, the exact on 49ers Bills is 100-1. So you can, if you really
how about
think
Bills 49ers?
Same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you like, just bet it both ways and hope you cash.
I always suggest you should bet it both ways at these prices.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100 to 1's easy to bet both ways. Okay. Yeah. We'll wait to see if you can unearth anything. Hopefully.
Yeah. Let me see.
Some good news.
NFL 2026 schedule. Let me see that here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Google doesn't have anything for me, but who knows how accurate they can be. Could have been their AI response, which is always wonky.
If it lets me finish typing this the way I want, I'll get it in a moment.
That's also a challenge.
Yeah.
So
026. Give me a few options. Let me see. Okay, full hour is almost here, but it doesn't tell me 15 hours ago. 5 hours ago. That's from the Atlanta Falcons. Let me see. Maybe they. Okay, Atlanta Falcons. Sometime in the middle of May. No official date has yet been set. That's what I'm seeing. So
yeah.
We'll probably find out.
Yeah, hopefully
beginning of next week. Hopefully,
yeah. Hopefully we get some good news on that. So, do you want to mention anything on the logicalapproach.com before?
No, I haven't been doing much with that lately. I'm sort of thinking what I want to do to just collapse some information and just order it a little bit, but I don't have anything up there. Probably not for another few weeks.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. We'll be back. Not tomorrow. I have plans tomorrow, so not available, but we'll be back Friday with Tom. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. And yeah, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you on Friday.